No, Ruth, it's not you. We were a little bit late. Apologies. There are some technical gremlins this morning. Matt has got his work cut out for him, but hopefully it'll all be fine. Good morning to you. I'm Bex. This is Adam. Adam's back in the potting shed with his flowery shirt on.
It's been a few weeks, I think.
It has, hasn't
Lots of TikTok stuff, but not a lot of YouGarden stuff.
Nice to have him here.
Nice to see you all again. Nice to be back again. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
All right, yes, good morning to you all. I saw a lovely comment in here. What was it? It was Ruth said, good morning, everyone. I hope the mixture of sun and rain has done wonders for your garden. And I feel exactly the same. I do hope it's done wonders for your garden. It does mean we might have to cut the lawn again, though.
Yeah, it was getting a bit desperate, Bex, though, wasn't it? I mean, and some of the farmers, I was really feeling sorry for the farmers. And this morning I came to, there were puddles. Yeah. Puddles in some of the fields. It's like one extreme to t'other. Well,
I hope that your gardens are looking fantastic. If they're not, we can help remedy that for you. We've got some amazing options for you today in the potting shed. So everything that you order from the live show today, so everything within the show selection, we'll have free postage. And you get that by entering that code that you can see on the screen there. This week it's YGTV3025. That gives you free postage on everything in the potting shed. Pots, plants, compost, bagged items, all of that. You'll get free postage as long as you enter that code. You can also unlock the discounts. So if we've got any savings, any double up deals, any of those kinds of things, that will unlock those savings. So it's a really important one. We will constantly remind you of that throughout the show. I know you regulars already know this, but for anybody new watching, please pay attention to that offer code there. We also have a club, don't we?
We do. We have a club. If you join the club, then you can get nice big discounts. You can get up to like 15%. 15% off all our plants, 15% off our compost. And then if you want to go for accessories, things like lawnmowers or garden furniture and stuff, you can get 7.5% off of that as well. And you know what? You pay one subscription, and if you keep renewing that, it will stay exactly the same price from 1 year to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah, it's
which is
brilliant.
Fantastic.
And you can start saving on your first order today, by the way. So you can actually join that club and save that 15% on your first order. And then you'll get sent some product vouchers, £20 worth, and a couple of free postage vouchers. You get free postage in the potting shed when you enter the code. If you're shopping the website, there is postage to pay. That's why we send you a couple of postage vouchers, so you can use those shopping for items on the website. You can join us. You can talk to us. You don't have to just watch. We love it when you join in. You're all in the chat already this morning. Thank you very much. So on YouTube, you can chat with us. You can also chat with us if you're watching on Facebook. Matt's going to hopefully try and keep an eye on that as well. Bless him, he's good. Honestly, the gremlins are in full force today. There's a lot he's having to do, but we'll try and keep an eye on that too. If you would like to email us, then please do. The email address you need is ygtv@yougarden.com. So I know there was a couple of emails that I didn't get to show on Thursday, so Olwyn, I know you're one of those. I will make sure I show those. Ken, I've seen your email come through. Neil was in, and Ali G. I've seen those come through as well. So send us your pictures of your gardens. If you've got any questions, you've got any comments, you're more than welcome to email those to us as well. Let's get on with it, shall we? We want to show you some gorgeous plants. We've got some beautiful colour going on here, but we're going straight over to the favourites table. It has changed a little bit from Thursday, in actual fact. Which I'm quite intrigued to see. Let's have a little look. What's on here?
It's very up and downy.
It is a bit up and downy, isn't it? I think I might need to move the euphorbia, but let's see how we get on. We're going to start with the fuchsias, and this is the Hardy collection of fuchsias. You're actually going to get 6 of the 9cm pots, really well-established plants. Yeah. A mixture of colours going on in there as well, mixture of varieties, and these are not the summer bedding, are they?
No, these are not summer bedding, and these are definitely not for your hanging baskets, unless you've got hanging baskets the size of 50-litre pots. But these are perennial, hardy fuchsias. They will come back year after year after year. So they're not going to worry about the frost. They're not going to worry about the snow. And what the message I normally give to people about these is, after a very, very harsh winter, the canes on top might get knocked back all the way down to ground level, possibly. But don't worry, because you prune those damaged canes away in the spring, and they will reshoot from the base, and they will grow back to full size in the same season, and they will flower their socks off in the same season as well. And if we have a mild autumn or mild winter, the following spring they'll keep growing from the point they left off previously. So they'll be even bigger than they were the year before, and you're going to get months and months and months of colour out of these. In fact, we were doing a little TikTok show yesterday, and somebody contacted us and said they hacked one of their hardy fuchsias down to ground level because they wanted to kill it. They wanted to get rid. And the lady said it's now come back like double the size it was previously. So these are
That's
tough.
Unfortunate for her, isn't it?
These are tough. These are robust. They're going to take that pruning. They're going to take the frost. They're going to take the wind, the rain, the snow. When you place them in your garden, give them space, because obviously once you plant these, you want to leave them in that particular position for always, because they're going to be there a long, long time. They can get to about a metre, like 1.25 metres tall, kind of similar spread as well.
Wow.
And also what I've noticed over the years with hardy fuchsias is they flower ridiculously late. I mean, I've given an example of a garden I used to go in Buckhurst Hill, where I turned up in November one year. I think it was about the second week of November, and the fuchsias were still absolutely smothered in flowers. The leaves were all kind of trickling down off the trees behind. There was heavy dew on the grass. It was one of those misty kind of autumnal mornings. And I said to these fuchsias, you do know it's only 7 weeks till Christmas. And they were still flowering like it was mid-June or July. So if you want tough, robust, beautiful colour selection, good disease resistance, and fuchsias that will come back for you year after year after year for many, many years, this collection is just fabulous.
It really is, honestly. And look at the different mixture of colours you're getting as well. Just look at those pictures. There's pinks,
I'll
there's
lift
purples,
that one up a bit because they're a bit
whites.
hidden down there, look.
They're lovely, aren't they? Lovely little ballerina dancing girls, and pollinators absolutely adore these plants too. So it's a really good one for bringing the bees and things into your garden. Do give them a feed. They do tend to quite like a feed, don't they, these?
They do, yes. And just when you plant them initially as well, just plant them slightly deeper than they are in the pots. They're just one of those few plants that like to be a little bit deeper rather than dead level. But yeah, once these are established, they are really, really easy to look after. And if they do get too big for you, late winter to mid-spring, prune them down to whatever height you want them to be. By the end of spring, they'll reshoot with really vigorous shoots. But it's the flowering period. I mean, it could be 6, 7 months of flower on these. And sometimes they get a little extra spurt of flower on in the autumn. They kind of enjoy the coolness of those autumn mornings. It almost kind of inspires them to put even more blossom on before winter finally kicks in.
It really, honestly, these are brilliant, amazing value for money. £14.44 if you would like to get those. That's your club discount price. I'm not going to, it's, what was it, £2.40 something basically per plant we're talking about here. So it really is incredible value for money. Anne says she bought these hardy fuchsias as plugs and there was 12 of them. They're looking fabulous at the moment. I gifted 4 to my sister growing on a bit. What a lovely thing to do. You know, maybe you're looking at it and thinking, I actually only need 4 of those, but you could then pot them up, gift them to somebody. That would be amazing.
Gift.
Yeah, lovely. Especially as Adam said, how amazing they are going to flower for you, and they're perennial and ridiculously tough and hardy. So 510262 is the item number if you'd like to place an order, by the way. You can go to the website, it's YouGarden.com, but you can also still use the phone lines. They are still open at the moment on Sundays up until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So just jot down your item numbers, tell the operator when you phone, I've got a code to use, tell them the code YGTV3025. They'll put all of that in so that you get all those amazing savings, and of course you'll be able to still join the club with them as well. Let's move over, shall we? Because this is, you know, it's one of my favourite plants. It's one I've got in the garden. I always tell the story about how I tried to kill it, accidentally. But I really put it through its paces. But Adam, I know that this is also something that you use in your professional capacity.
Yeah, we do,
as
Bex.
a professional gardener. You plant this up in lots of people's gardens.
Yeah, and my husband's got 2 or 3s in the front garden at home, and they are just fantastic plants because they've got so many attributes. They're really versatile as well. First of all, looking at the foliage on this plant now, this is how the foliage is going to look in January or February or March still, because these are evergreen and they are tough. They will take the frost, they will take the hot sun. Once established, they'll take drought. They do very well even when it's really, really dry.
Yeah, I barely watered mine at all.
Yeah. But alternatively, they'll do well in moist soils as well. They're as happy in pots as they are in beds and borders. But what you also have are these really unusual kind of flowers. I mean, the true flower is in the very middle here. These are bracts. These are green bits on the outside. And these even change colour because sometimes they can be like almost a sort of a yellow, can't they?
Normally, I mean, look, they change cut. The whole plant changes colour constantly throughout the year. This is one amazing thing that this can do. But you'll get those dark leaves, and then the bracts bracts, or the flowers,
Yeah.
as we like to call them, they can be bright yellow or almost a kind of limey green colour.
Yeah.
And the contrast is amazing.
And you find the biggest contrast is in the early part of the year, because
Yes.
in the spring, this is when the growth is this chocolate brown colour.
That's it.
And that's when the flowers tend to be that almost sort of acid yellow colour. Contrast kind of so fantastically well with the foliage. And they do the same thing again this time of year, but slightly in a more subtle way. So this time of year, the foliage is now more of a kind of a greenish colour, and the flowers are more of a lime green colour. So it is like a bit of a chameleon, this one. It changes depending on the time of year. So you've always got interest, you've always got that change of colour, but what you have got is a plant that permanently looks amazing all the year through.
Absolutely, and this one comes to you well established as well. It's already in the 3-litre pot. You can see the size it's at the moment. I love the fact that this actually is quite a fast growing plant. So if you want to fill a gap in a border quickly, then Euphorbia is a really good one, because it will grow to its full size relatively quickly, which is about, what, 60 centimetres by 60, about a couple of feet it will grow to.
Yeah.
Nice upright growth to it, not completely dense. It's got lovely movement to it, and just so super simple. It's amazing, honestly. I love this one.
I even find the height varies as well, Bex, depending on where you put it, because I've found with these, if you put them in full sun, in
Yes.
really dry soil, they tend to be a little bit shorter
Squatter,
and
yeah.
a bit bushier. If you put them in a slightly shadier position, damper soil, they tend to be a little bit taller.
There you go.
So yeah, again, you can vary the height depending on the kind of conditions that you plant them in as well.
Well, do bear in mind that these do need a little bit of space. Ken, this refers to your email. I know you've done some cuttings and you've got 3 of them, and you were asking whether to plant them all into one pot or whether to do them separately. Now, ultimately, each one of those plants can grow to about 60 by 60 centimetres. So if and you can container grow them. So if you are container growing, I'm going to recommend 3 separate pots for them, because 3 in one pot be a bit too much, basically.
And they do like a nice bit of light around them. If you make these compete too much, they get leggy. So if they've got lovely light and sunshine all the way round, then there'll be a much more bushy, kind of stout sort of shrub, rather than kind of one that gets weedy and leggy.
So there you go. Ken, hopefully we've answered your question for you as well. Let us know if you've got any more. You're welcome to join the chat or send us those emails. The email address is ygtv@yougarden.com. Item number for this one is 511610. It's £10.19. Delivered price, by the way. Make sure you use the code to get that free postage on there as well. Let's move on to the middle item on the favourites table, shall we? And it is the gorgeous allium lavender bubbles. And a lot of people might think that alliums are simply just spring flowering bulbs. And they are.
Yeah.
But they're not just spring flowering bulbs.
They're
this
not.
is the thing here. You can actually get alliums. Matt's laughing at me. You can actually get alliums that flower at this time of the year. This is lavender bubbles, and if you love alliums, you need to add lavender bubbles so you can have alliums spring and summer.
Guess what, Bex?
Go on.
I get these.
I get these.
I get these.
I haven't got these.
I've got these in my garden and I adore them, and I've planted them in customers' gardens as well. And like Bex said, the good thing about these is you normally think about alliums flowering around about Chelsea Flower Show time. In fact, if you go to Chelsea Flower Show any year, you will see alliums. Guaranteed to see alliums. Why? Because they plant those huge, great big bulbs and they always flower at that time. And then you get to about the end of June, start of July, and pretty much all those alliums have gone. They're finished. But this type then picks up the baton and starts keeping that colour going. These are almost like if you've ever grown chives, or chives that you chop to put on your mashed potato or use in salads. These are almost like a giant version of the chives. I love a chive. Yeah, I do. I love the flavour. So you get in these beautiful spherical flower heads that, and again, Bex, the discussion yesterday, are they pink? Are they purple?
They're purple.
Purple,
I'm not playing. They're called lavender bubbles. That is purple.
Purple. Well, we're going to go with purple. These purple flower heads.
We constantly have this, particularly with Matt. Matt thinks pink is purple and purple is pink, so we constantly have. They're purple.
They are purple.
No,
they're loved by the pollinating insects, by the way. Really, really good upright stems on these, and you don't just get flowers all at once. You can see on there's like new flowers developing further down.
So you can see these ones opening around the edge here. You can see that those are coming up, but then, as Adam's pointing out, there's buds coming up around here as well.
So, I mean, you get a good sort of 4 to 6 weeks of flowering from these. Matt's doing that 46 weeks thing. That's
No,
fine.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, 4 to 6, not 426 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. What they like is a really nice open, sunny position. And I've found again for, planting them in customers' gardens, they're good problem solver plants for those areas where other plants struggle. So they do really well in hot, dry, gravelly, stony, poor, denuded kind of soils. They thrive in those kind of conditions. In fact, if you put these in really rich soil, you'll get loads of leaves and you won't get many flowers. So if you've got that sort of tricky soil and you've got somewhere hot and dry where other things struggle and wilt, these will say bring it on. They'll love it. And they're perennial. They'll come back year after year. They'll gradually form a bigger and bigger clump, and eventually you can lift and divide those clumps and make extra plants if you want to.
Yeah, do you know what? You can almost see that in, let's pick this pot up. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it yet. But can you see at the bottom of that pot how you've got the separate stems? Oh, would you divide now?
You could do.
You probably could get away with it, couldn't
give it a go.
But that gives you an idea of how you get clumps forming and how you could divide those clumps. Yeah, I mean, you probably could divide that one. But yeah, that's what will happen to the plant as it gets bigger. This one doesn't get massive, does it? That's probably about the height it'll grow to, but it will spread widthways.
Matt and I were saying the base of those almost looks like spring onions. You know, you see a spring onion, you get that little kind of bump at the base. They've got a similar kind of look. But yeah, these are easy, they're beautiful, they're stunning, they're hardy. They'll come back year after year. They'll give you that wonderful allium shape, that allium colour, but at a time when all the bulb type of alliums are finished.
Yeah.
So if you love alliums and you want to keep the display going, go for these.
Well, the bees love them as well. I mean, look at how many flowers are on each of those. Bees hop from one to the next to the next, and I say it all the time, I've got so many videos on my phone of alliums hopping around, bees hopping around the alliums. It'd be great if the alliums were hopping around.
That would go viral, that one, definitely.
Bees hopping around the top of an allium, and it's just a beautiful sight to see. Neil wants to get some more. He says, I need more of those alliums. Ruth says, I'm not particularly an allium fan, although they are beautiful. She said she saw one the other day called Summer Bells. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm going to show you the roots quickly as well before we move on.
I might have to have a look for that one, see what that was like.
Look at the ridiculous root system on those.
Proper rooty, aren't they? Yeah. Really rooty.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I love it.
Massive, great big root system there.
All right, container grow those, put them in the ground. Probably a little mulch over the top in winter. I think they're pretty hard.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the thing that they like is drainage. So as long as they're in that really well-drained position, it doesn't have to be rich soil. They'll get through every winter. In fact, the garden I'm thinking of where I live, I planted them about 4 or 5 years ago, and every year they come back, and right now they're flaring their socks off, looking gorgeous. All
right, 3 of those available for you on that item number 561056. It's £15.27 as your club price, but remember that is a delivered price. There is no postage to pay on there.
Oh, do you know where I live, by the way? I live in Swaffham.
I
live in Swaffham. Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know.
You've never mentioned it?
No, I just thought I'd tell you that, just in case you weren't sure.
Moving on, we are going on to Geranium Roseanne. If you watch us regularly, you know how much we love Geranium Roseanne. I think we all have a love affair with Geranium Roseanne, don't we?
I've planted, and I'm not exaggerating, I've probably planted thousands of these since I discovered Geranium Roseanne. In fact, one nursery near me some years ago, I cleared them out of all of these. I needed about 200, and they gave me their entire stock. And they are just incredible because what these actually do, they will cover a huge area really, really quickly. It would not be an exaggeration to say that one of these plants could cover about a square metre easily. I've seen it. I've seen them in customers' gardens, and they just spread over the ground. Yeah. And the flowering period on these is daft.
It's awesome.
It's 6, 7 months.
I absolutely love it. Mine came up early June. I mean, the growth was coming up, from springtime, but flowers started appearing from early June. And I always show the picture, don't I, of mine that was still flowering really quite prolifically right into November last year. And they can.
So we've got June, July, August, September, October, half the year, pretty much, flowering.
A good 6 months. Honestly, it's such a fantastic plant. Completely hardy, ridiculously easy, and I never do anything to it. All I've done is planted it. You can just leave it alone. You can deadhead, and please, if you fancy chopping a few of the dead flowers off, go ahead and do it. But I've found that I just don't need to. It just does its own thing.
And the picture you saw, the picture sometimes makes it look a little bit more blue coloured, but in reality,
it's a definite purple.
They're definitely purple. They're a really beautiful, soft purple. Although having said that, if you actually lift a flower up sometimes and look at the light going through the petals, sometimes you can see these kind of little
it's
iridescent
like a shock of blue, isn't it?
Yeah, little blue patches on the petals. But these are bone hardy, by the way. Whatever part of the UK you live in, you can grow these. And once they're established, a really drought-stricken summer like this year doesn't bother them either. They might wilt a little bit, but they don't die. The rain comes back, they pick up again. In fact, John, my other half, what he does with his sometimes, if they get too big, John cuts them back about midsummer, about this kind of time, gives them a good drink, and then in a couple of weeks they reshoot and they get a whole lot of new vigour again and just keep flowering as if it was spring. So drought tolerant, frost hardy, full sun, part shade, beds and borders, containers. We're even growing one out here in our little greenhouse, or big greenhouse I should say, in hanging baskets, and they're even working in hanging baskets.
Yes, absolutely. So they're very, very versatile. You will get 3 of those 9cm pots. I love them, Adam loves them, and so does Sean Ryan.
Well, this is Geranium Roseanne in my garden, and there's 2 plants in. I planted them almost 3 years ago. They were in 2-litre pots, I remember, and they've just gone absolutely crazy, and they're beautiful. And I'll be honest, this summer, I haven't fed them yet, I haven't deadheaded, I haven't trimmed them, I've just let them do their own thing. And what is so lovely, the colour is amazing. So from the top of the garden, you see this just mass of mauve. They, for me, are just such a wonderful plant, and I can see why they won Plant of the Centenary at Chelsea. And what that basically means is, in 1913, Chelsea was celebrating its 100th year, and this plant was chosen to be the best plant over that 100 years. So absolutely incredible. Now, in the wintertime, it will die down. And what I'm going to do in spring, I'm going to separate them a bit because they've gone a bit wild here. I might even divide them as well, because you can divide them. But for the time being, for the rest of this summer, I'm just going to leave them because they look absolutely glorious. The pollinators love them as well. And the amount of colour you get, I mean, there's hundreds of flowers there, and these have looked this good for the last several months. It's an amazing plant and one I'd highly recommend in any garden.
They look good, don't they? I love them. I will definitely be planting them in my next garden for sure. Geranium Roseanne is in my top 5, certainly. Yeah, I was going to say top 10, but certainly top 5 of plants,
definitely.
and I will always have them, no matter which garden I find myself in. I do hope that you've got yours. If you are new to us, then you'll hear us bang on about Geranium Roseanne a lot, because we absolutely adore this plant. It doesn't win Plant of the Centenary at the Chelsea Flower Show for no reason, did it? So yeah, to win an accolade like that does tell you how amazing this plant is, and for every garden across the country. No place in the UK would struggle with growing this, would it?
No, because they are bone hardy. They disappear down to underground during the winter, but then the spring they come back. So, even colder parts of the UK, colder parts of Scotland, Wales, you know the kind of areas you're in, they would do well in there as well. Yeah, tough plants.
480120 is the item number if you'd like to go for Geranium Roseanne. It's £16.97. Use the code, please, to get your saving and your free postage. Now, we're going to talk about winter. What? We're going to talk about winter, sorry, but it is time to start planning for, those months, and I make no apology for it. I got told off on TikTok the other day. They were all like, what are you doing? But it is. As gardeners, we've got to start planning ahead. You can sit back, you can enjoy your summer garden, but it's time to start thinking about and planning the next few months or the next few seasons. And we're bringing you the Hellebore Double Ellen Mix, and these are the plug plants. You will get 10 of them. Look at the colour range you're going to be getting. I think that is so pretty.
These flowers I will describe as voluptuous.
Nice.
Look at the sort of the super double kind of layers of petals on those, the fabulous colours, the way some of those flowers are like a pure single colour, some have got little speckles on the petals. Really, really different, really unusual. In fact, another question we got asked yesterday was, I want to create like a cottage garden kind of look, but in a really shady part of my garden. Well, these will do that for you, because these have got that cottage garden look, but they do well in shade, but they'll also grow well in sun. They're also very drought tolerant once established. They might wilt a little bit, But as again, a bit like we were talking about geranium roseanne, once the rain comes back, they pick up and they keep going. And these will give you flower at a really crazy time of year, because you look at the flowers on these and you think, oh, they look very delicate. They look quite vulnerable, those flowers. They look like they need a lot of mollycoddling. But they flower January, February, March time, late winter into spring. Pretty much the coldest time of the year, when we get in really bad frosts, we get snow occasionally, all that kind of thing, and they're not bothered. They've got these beautiful leaves, and just before they start to flower, the leaves kind of lay down at the side of the flower stems. The leaves kind of just drop down, and then the flower stems come up through the middle, and they just give you this most stunning array of beautiful flowers for about 6 weeks. They're really long lasting, and also loved by the pollinating insects, and they will seed about for you. And when they do that, you'll actually get your own little hybrids, completely like, you know, bespoke to you, because they are quite, what's the word, promiscuous plants. They do like a bit of bee hanky-panky, and then they produce loads of seeds and loads of new plants. But they're tough, they're hardy, grow in any part of the UK, and they're just real kind of lifters for the soul in late winter when you're desperate for colour. That's when these will flower, you know, flower like crazy for you.
They are fantastic, and they, as I was showing you, they come as those 10 plug plants in those miniature greenhouses. I would grow these on a little bit. If I was buying these right now, I wouldn't necessarily plant them direct. You can, in a nice shady spot, you can, absolutely. I'm just mindful of the hot weather that we've got coming, so I would probably plant them in pots, put them somewhere really shady.
Yeah, I would do the same.
Keep them regularly watered, and I'd be planting them out at the end of summer. That's my own personal advice. You could plant them out in your gardens if you've got a nice shady spot for them and you kept them regularly watered, right?
I think if you've got like a 1 litre pot or thereabouts, you might have some pots left over from things you bought from us before. So yeah, just pop them on in those pots, like Beck said, grow them on, get a really good fibrous root system, and then plant them out late in the year.
There you go, and you'll have nice, healthy, bigger, established plants come winter, which means you'll get more flowers, which is what it's all about, isn't it? 480964 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. Do you know who else has got these? Our lovely Sean Ryan.
I love this area of the garden. I've got lots of hellebores, and they love being underneath this eucalyptus tree. They love a woodland kind of setting. They're great in a shady spot. I've got mixtures such as the double Ellens. One of my favourites here is the Christmas rose. And they really add so much beautiful colour throughout the winter months. And when the daffs are out, snowdrops, crocus, when they're mixed amongst the hellebores, it just looks magical. So in this woodland area, I've got lots of ferns from YouGarden. I've got primulas, primroses, the daffs are out. But for me, the hellebores really steal the show.
It looks good, doesn't it? And that is a perfect place for those to go. It's under his eucalyptus tree. It's quite shady. The ground there isn't great. He's always said about how, because obviously eucalyptus sucks all the nutrients out of the ground. But his plants are doing really well underneath there. I know he used some cow manure. I know, because we did another video on it. He used that farmyard manure and put it under there. And he says it's made all the difference. I do love those. I hope you do as well. 480964 is the item number for the hellebores. You're going to get those 10 plug plants. You are saving £15 there as well, and it's £16.99 your discount club price. Use the code to get your saving. It'll also take the £6.99 postage away as well, so you get a huge saving on that one. Next, we're going to bring you the Sunbeckia, which is a Rudbeckia called Ophelia, and let me just hold this like this for you. What? Look at that. That is just such beautiful sunshine colours. If you want something to make a big impact in your garden right now, I don't know, maybe something has finished flowering, maybe it's gone over, maybe it's unalived itself, maybe you've just found you've got a spare pot somewhere. This could be an awesome addition. Look at how many flowers are open on the top, and look around the side. Look, can you see all those buds starting to come up? So as the flowers fade, look at how many buds are waiting to come up and take their place. What I love about Rudbeckias is that they flower slightly later in the season, which means that you get flowers going through right to the end of summer, right the way into early autumn as well. Now, how do we know that yours are going to look this good? This is how. That was yesterday. Adam was here on the nursery. That is where your item, when you place your order, will be picked from. Look at those. That is probably the most outstanding. When you walk out onto the nursery, That's probably the thing that draws your attention more than anything. 11 acres worth of beds, and that is going to be the thing you walk out and go, whoa, let's go and see those. Amazing, honestly. Comes to you in the 19 centimetre pot. You are saving £5 on here. It's £16.99, and that would be a delivered price. So that is phenomenal value. And Neil, you're well welcome. I saw your message saying thank you for getting those in, so you don't have to pay the postage. Absolutely welcome, no problem at all. So these, with the right conditions, you should be able to hopefully get these through to next year. They're going to need some protection from frost, basically. So we recommend container growing, moving the pot. You think under optimum conditions you might?
Yeah, I mean, it is described as being a perennial in the, as I say, Beck said, optimum conditions. So a really sunny spot, a warm spot, very, very well-drained soil. And I think you could probably get it back from 1 year to another. If, you know, it's in a spot in the garden where it's going to sit really wet during the winter and the soil gets quite cold and heavy, you know, it probably won't be perennial. But, you know, with that extra TLC, you could get it through. But, yeah, the buds just keep coming on there.
Look at how many there are in here. Look, no matter where you part this plant, I can see more buds just waiting to come up, and this is why you need this in your garden at this time of year, right?
It's just joy. This is just pure joy. And what I've noticed, Bex, in the last week or so as well, the centres are turning green now as well. They weren't that colour to start with, and this is going to be so positive for the bees and the pollinating insects.
Pollen around there.
You can see that. It's like a
edges.
fringe, isn't it?
Honestly, they're going to be so attracted to these
It's like a little headband, isn't it? It's like a sort of like of pollen all the way round those flower buds.
They're sturdy as well, nice strong stems.
And all you need to do is once, you know, each individual flower starts to go over, just chase it down to above a pair of leaves or a leaf, clip that off with a pair of secateurs, and that will just encourage all these little side shoots to keep flowering for you. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is still flowering in September, possibly even into October.
Into October, yeah. That's what I love about Rudbeckia. 560938 is the item number. You saw the stock on the nursery with that picture of Adam from yesterday, so you know you're going to receive something amazing. If you want to place your order for that one, go to YouGarden.com or use the phone lines. The number's on the bottom of the screen there, 0844 502 0050. The phone lines are open until 4 o'clock this afternoon, so just make a note of all your item numbers and also that offer code that you can see down there, YGTV 3025. It'll take the £5 off, but it'll also take off the $6.99 postage as well. Now we're bringing in this one. This I know, in fact, I think it was the most popular item on Thursday. By the end of the live we did on Thursday, this was the top seller, and it is the beautiful Buddleia Butterfly Candy Little Ruby Standard. So this has been grafted onto a rootstock here, which means that you're going to have one of the most compact, unique, most beautiful Buddleias of any in your street.
I describe that as dainty. I mean, I think it is really stunning. And the fragrance, that's what I've noticed.
I love it.
The fragrance is so sweet and gorgeous on there.
Scent.
Now, you know, some plants we mentioned to you can bring you out in a cold sweat. Sometimes if we say bamboo, or we say eucalyptus, or we say buddleia, and you think, oh, no, thank you. You know, they get massive. They're going to take over my whole garden. I've only got a tiny space. Well, the candy buddleia has been bred to be really, really small. Even the bush version of this only gets to 60 centimetres. And this is what basically is on top of this stem. It's been grafted on the top. So you're going to get all the fabulous attributes of a buddleia, but none of the downsides. It's not going to get huge. It's not going to take over the garden. It's not going to seed all over the place. It forms a beautiful kind of rounded head of flower on here, adored by the butterflies and the pollinating insects. Stunning bright colour on this. This is a really popping colour. There's no kind of you know, hiding its light under a bushel with this one. It just really pops out at you and shows you how beautiful it is. Wonderful fragrance and all that gorgeous nectar as well for the butterflies and, as I say, the pollinating insects. Hardy, really, really hardy and easy to prune. If you find by the end of the summer you know, it's gone a little bit out of shape or it's not as rounded as you want it to be, then late winter, mid-spring next year, just prune it back to whatever shape you want it to be. It'll regrow and all the new growth will flower for you the same year. So easy, fragrant, beautiful, stunning, great for pollinators, and also because it's a standard, as we always point out, Bex, you can plant right up to the base, can't you?
Absolutely.
Really good for sort of using every bit of space in the garden.
Make the most of the space in your garden, and if you're a container grower, you know, like Tony, our lovely Tony who messages in, he's just got containers in his garden, you can still grow something. If you've got a balcony, You can grow this on your balcony, but it's somewhere really nice and sunny. It's so lovely. Matt, that film that you just saw, Matt and I were out on the nursery on Monday, and we were supposed to be filming, you know, product and plant and doing various things, and we spent about 10 minutes filming butterflies because it was just the most joyous sight, honestly, where all of these are, which is what that film was, where all of these are kept outside on the nursery. It was just butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. It was amazing, and I've convinced myself I definitely need one of these in my garden. I wouldn't plant a great big buddleia in my garden. I just wouldn't. Not even in the new garden, which is a little bit bigger than the one I've got at the moment. I won't do it because it's just too big for me, but the candy, and particularly the standard, it does mean that I can fit those into my garden as well. So 511641 is the item number. It was the most popular one on Thursday. Will it be the most popular one again today? You are saving £10 on that one by using that offer code, and you are going to get free postage on that order as well by using that offer code. It's stunning, it's elegant, it's beautiful. 511641. Let's go over to the compost, shall we? Because if you are buying plants today, then you're going to need some compost to plant them in. I don't think we've got anything on the show today that requires ericaceous compost.
Not that I can see, Bex.
I think absolutely everything that we're bringing you in the potting shed today is going to be perfectly suited to this, and it is our premium professional compost, the compost that we use at the nursery. If we grow anything, if we pot it on, it goes into this, and that's why we bring it to you.
I actually find it's kind of stress relieving, to be honest. It's nice.
Everyone always jokes, don't they, about how nobody can keep their hands out of the compost.
You can't.
It's true.
You walk up to it and immediately you just start doing this.
It's cool, it's soft, it's got this lovely texture.
It's got that lovely fresh kind of woodland walk kind of fragrance to it as well. It doesn't smell mildewy, it doesn't smell mouldy. You know, I mean, I did buy some compost once because I ran out of this. I bought some compost from a builder's merchants, and I say it as it is. It smelled like poo. I mean, it just literally smelled awful. It was ghastly. But this compost is incredible. It's our most 5-star rated, reviewed, revered, loved kind of product. Bex uses it, Sean uses it, I use it. This year I started all my bedding plants off in seed trays using this compost. I potted them on, and now they're all looking fabulous. Things like statice, helichrysums, cerinthe, glorious. All my house plants are growing in this. I potted up. Oh, that was the thing. You're going to correct me on this one. Because I said I repotted a Calathea tricolour, but you said it's got a new name now, isn't it? Is it Nepenthe? Because I remember you saying, but you know, the point is you can.
I can't remember what it's called.
You can just
they
use.
reclassified it.
They did, yeah. But you can use this on so many different things. Quick things to point out to you. This is a peat-reduced compost. Has been for a long, long time. Even some of the peat we do use has been from renewable sources, such as sphagnum moss, for example. Also, what we've got in here is composted wood fibre. That's replacing the peat that we've taken out, and that gives this compost this fantastic open airy texture. It does lots of things, but 3 things we always point out. That open texture, what it means is it means the air and the water can get down to the roots of your plant, but also it means the roots can penetrate down through this compost and they can give you this fantastic fibrous root system. That's what you want. You want a root system like this, not like this. And that compost will do that for you. And there's a slow release fertiliser. Sometimes you'll see little, not sometimes, always, you'll see little tan or green beads in this. That's your slow release fertiliser, feeding your plants for up to 6 months. There's a wetting agent as well, which means if it does ever dry out, unlike those inferior composts, when you go to water it again, the water doesn't just bead off the top, it soaks in really, really well. pH balanced as well, so it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline, going to suit pretty much everything you want to grow in, and we can do an ericaceous version as well, and it arrives to you in these white bags in a cardboard box on your doorstep. No shipping. Absolutely brilliant, awesome, fantastic.
A really good one, honestly. It is the best compost you'll ever use. We'll turn you into compost snobs. If you've never tried it, please give it a go. You won't be sorry. 100125 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. It's $21.23 delivered price. Now then, let's have a look at your emails, shall we? I am skipping back because I promised I would show Olwyn's emails because I didn't quite get round to those on Thursday. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll try and get through as many as we can. So Olwyn is just showing some of the lovely plants in her garden. And why not? not? We love that. That's a viburnum, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's Viburnum tinus, that
It
one.
looks like Viburnum tinus.
Probably Eve Price, I would imagine. Looking very
Love that
vibrant
plant.
and healthy.
We'll be bringing that back into the potting shed very soon because it will be starting to flower just like Olwyn's is.
We had a lovely
fact.
standard one of that,
Love
didn't
that.
we? Mm.
All the osteospermum, I'm going to assume that's the berries and cream because it's certainly giving those kind of vibes. How much do we love osteospermum?
They've loved this summer, haven't they?
Haven't they
Absolutely
just?
adored it. I mean, if there's one plant that's really thrives in hot, dry, droughty kind of conditions, definitely osteospermum.
Yeah. Begonia, it's got to be apricot shades, or maybe it's fiery apricot shades. But yeah, that is my Nana's garden right there. Imagine a whole garden with window boxes going all around the outbuildings. That was what she filled her garden with.
And they'll still be looking like that in September, October. That's
Love
the good
them.
thing about them, isn't it?
Absolutely love begonia. So good. Oh, look, just down, we've got lupins going on in there. Oh, just in front of the begonias there. Look at that.
Love lupins.
Really pretty.
They're another one of those fantastic, really cottagey garden kind of plants, aren't they? Always remind me of my childhood, lupins.
Thank you, Olwyn. Neil sent in, here's a few photos I've taken in my garden lately. Spot the bee, love it. The odd photo out is one taken of Nature's Garden that surrounds Derwent Reservoir that I walked around Thursday just gone. Thanks for those kind words about Rocky. He was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism a year ago, had treatment which made him radioactive for a short while. The visits to the vets was his annual checkup. He's cured and doing fine.
Oh,
I'm glad to hear that.
Well,
I'm
that's
really glad to
amazing.
hear that. I'm also really looking forward to seeing your garden and Derwent Water. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil, I love it. I don't know if we're going to make it up there this year. I hope we do.
I love those parts of the
I hope we
world.
find a weekend. Absolutely love the Peak District. Gorgeous place. Oh, spot the bee. It's not difficult, is it? There's his cherry lips with a beautiful bee on there as well. Oh, having a lovely time, look. I love seeing all the bees. What else
It's
we got?
been a brilliant year for insects this year, hasn't it? I mean, they've really loved the hot, dry weather. Ooh, that's looking good.
That's a cracking herring basket. Love it.
Look at the
Very
colour on
nice,
that.
Neil. And then finally from Neil. Oh, Galardia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Galardia.
We always all go Australian on that, don't we, normally?
Galardia.
Galardia. Galardia. I don't know why, we do.
Love that one. All right, Ali G, here we go. Garden. What's looking good? Please can I ask you, inquire the head gardener if it would be possible to have some planters with sources to match. It would be a great help in this hot weather, especially for my hydrangeas. That is a good idea. We can certainly, next time I see him, Ali, I will certainly pass on that message and see if that's a doable thing.
You can get those planters now as well with the saucers are kind of attached anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we do pots with, like, reservoirs, but yeah, it might be helpful to have them with those attached.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like that idea.
Lots of colour in there, Ali. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, what's this one? Hang on. It's got to be a pampas, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks like
Can't read it, but it looks like it should be a pampas.
a little pampas grass, either baby pamper or one of the
Next
normal
year,
pampas.
that's going to look amazing. I reckon that's a normal one.
Have you got a pink pampas?
I have, but I've stuck it right in the corner. It's not going to get enough sun.
Okay.
Ideally, it needs moving. I'm wondering whether to dig it up and take it to the new garden. I might.
I'll just give
I
yourself
might
another
before.
one. Start again.
To be honest, I could just give myself another
Yeah.
one. Looking really pretty, Ali. Thank you so much. Loads of emails coming in, but we will try and get to them. There's Dingo, there's Anne, there's Ruth, Marussia, Andrew, and John. All to come in a little while. Should we give you a little reminder of some of the things you've seen already, though, while we get ready to show you the next things? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So we had the Hardy Fuchsia collection. You get 6 of them, all different varieties, pinks, purples, whites included. Going to grow to about 1 metre 20 in height. They are hardy, they are floriferous. They're going to give you 6 months worth of colour, and they're so simple. And you're getting incredible value for money. It's £14.44 your discount club price. 510262 is the item number. That's probably the best value item we've got on the live today, I reckon. Next up, we had that lovely Euphorbia Minors Merlot. Fabulous plant, definitely one I adore in my garden. Adam has it in his garden, or his husband does, but he also uses it in his professional capacity as a gardener in, you know, his professional gardening world. That tells you that this is a plant of choice, definitely one that should be in your garden if you've got the space for it. It doesn't get massive, about 60 by 60 centimetres, nice and fast growing as well, which we love. If we've got those gaps to fill, sometimes you want something that's going to grow quickly, and Euphorbia tends to do that. Constantly changing colour, it is an absolute chameleon, and it's really tough and hardy, plus very versatile, because it can go in all sorts of soils. It can go in pots, it can go in the ground, it can grow in full sun, it can grow in actually quite a lot of shade in actual fact. So really versatile plant, and only £10.19 your discount club price, and that comes with free postage. Please use your code to get your saving and your free postage on there as well. Next up, we had the alliums, the lavender bubbles, beautiful, smaller alliums. They're not like the great big ones, but they are beautiful. Still give that gorgeous pom-pom of colour up at the top there. I think these can be used in different gardens. Like, you could have this in a cottage garden style, but it also works really nicely in a more contemporary style garden as well. So I do think this one's a bit of a versatile plant for you. Can go in the ground, can go in containers, grows into clumps that you can divide throughout your garden, and you'll get 3 of those 9cm pots for £15.27. Delivered price, use your code, you won't have to pay postage. If you love alliums, why not have alliums in summer as well as in spring? That's what lavender bubbles can do for you. We've also got for you our wonderful geranium roseanne, which comes in the 3 9cm pots. You're getting a £10 saving on here. Plant of the centenary in Chelsea 2013. So the 100th Chelsea Flower Show, this won the plant of the year, which is absolutely incredible, honestly. That plant every year, that competition every year is so fiercely competed. To win it for the 100th Chelsea Flower Show, really that should tell you how good this one is. Flowers for ages. You'll get a good 6 months, if not 7 months worth of flowers out of this one. And it's so low maintenance. Again, I found it works well in a part shade position. Sunny is fine, but part shade, it does actually work quite well there too. 480120 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. And then we're thinking ahead with the double Ellens. We've got hellebores for you. And do you know what? If you got these and you planted them up now, I would grow them on in containers personally, although they're winter hardy, they'll be fine. I would grow them in containers. It means you're going to establish those plants, get them really nicely established, and then come winter time, we're talking about sort of January, February, March, you'll have the most amazing display of flowers. And they do multiply, they will seed about, you'll get little hybrids growing from these, flowers that are completely unique because they'll have, you know, bred with each other basically. And you'll get that mixture of beautiful colours. They're quite vintage, lovely shabby chic kind of style and coloration to them. And this is for your shady garden. So get these planted into the shady spots in your garden and add that glorious colour, especially in winter when it can be a little bit dull. 480964 is the item number for the 10 plug plants. Opposite end of the scale, let's go for summer colour, shall we? Let's get that Sunbeckia, the Rudbeckia Ophelia out. These are shots from the nursery. That is what they are looking like. That's actually last week. Since then, those flowers have started to really open up. But I don't really think you've missed the best of this. You absolutely haven't. As we've shown you in the potting shed here on the plant we've got, there are so many buds waiting to open up. And these sort of, my Rudbeckia has just started flowering in the last couple of weeks. And the great thing is it's going to keep flowering. It's the late summer flower and it transitions you through to autumn. So when a lot of summer flowers have started to fade, this one is still going. And that's why I choose Rudbeckia for my garden as well. Now, we think that under the right conditions, you should be able to get this through to next year, but it's going to need a bit of winter protection, basically. So do bear that one in mind. £16.99 is your club discount price, and that is a delivered price as well. Please think about what you'd pay for a bunch of cut flowers. £20, £25 for a decent sized bunch. If you're going to buy somebody a gift of cut flowers, why not get them this instead? I think that would be an amazing thing to get them. 560938 is the item number. We also had for you what was the most popular item on the show on Thursday, and that was the Buddleia Butterfly Candy, the Little Ruby Standard. So the beautiful pink flowers on there, that's going to be a magnet for the butterflies. It's going to be an absolute magnet for the butterflies, and it's going to be a winter hardy plant that's going to require very little maintenance. A once annual prune is all you need, plus it's going to behave. It's going to stay really nice and compact for you. Unlike a lot of buddleias that can get unruly and out of control, this one will stay really beautifully compact. £29.74 delivered price. You will not find that price anywhere else that YouGarden sell. That is the best price you will find for that. 511641. In fact, we do this as a twin pack on the website. It would be cheaper for you to put 2 of those in your basket rather than buying the twin pack, because we're offering you such a good deal on that particular item at the moment, okay? 511641, please consider getting that one in your basket, because I think I need one as well. If I can find a pot, if I can find a spare pot to put
You
it
can
in.
always find a spare pot, Bex.
I'm sure I can.
Always, 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 always.
I did rescue a couple of ferns earlier on in the week because the drainage was rubbish, so they were slowly rotting from the inside out. So I'm hoping to have saved them. I've taken them out, and when I took them out, basically the story is I've got 2 pots that are spare. When I took them out, have you ever done? And it stank.
Yeah.
You know, and it was absolutely soaking wet. Fingers crossed I've caught them in time. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I've got 2 pots spare because I've moved them.
Matt and I were talking about ferns last week, but different types of ferns. I was getting confused. It was talking about fern Britain and fern cotton.
Yeah, those are different types of ferns.
Yeah.
I'm sure they smell lovely.
Well, probably. Hope so.
Should we move on to some plants now and stop talking gibberish?
Yeah. Why not? That's what we're here for. I got a bit confused just now because kind of Matt said Queen Vic, and straight away I thought of Little Vic, and I'm like...
He was pointing me in that direction, I was pointing him in this direction.
No, Little Vic is the plum, Queen Vic is the lobelia. There we go.
So we're going to bring you the lobelia, Queen Victoria, in the 9cm pots, 3 of them. The one in the bungalow, so it's the house just around the corner from me. They've got it in their gravel garden, front garden.
Right, yeah.
It's the walk I take to walk the kid to school, or I used to. He's not going there anymore. He's grown up. He's going to big school now. He's growing up too quick. Anyway, I walk past that garden every day to walk the kid to school, and it's in full bloom right now. It looks incredible.
It does. You know, some plants we always have discussion on here, don't we? Sometimes we have the purple-pink discussion, but this plum is undeniably red. It's just a stunning, deep red colour. Even the foliage has got that lovely kind of reddish colour to it as well. Beautiful statement plant, this one. These can get almost up to about 1 metre tall in their really happy position. They like a moist soil. In fact, you can even grow these as a marginal plant near the edge of ponds and places like that in sort of boggy areas, those sorts of areas. You can grow it as a standalone plant, you can grow it in beds and borders, you can grow it in pots or containers. The bees love it, the pollinating insects love it. It's a perennial as well. So in the right conditions, it will come up for you year after year. It will gradually kind of form a bigger clump. And this plant I've got here is a bit insane, this one, because basically it's the sort of typical story. We've got pretty much a 2 litre size plant in a 9cm size pot, and I will try and just show you the root system.
Rooty.
Look, as always.
Absolutely rooty.
Crazy root system on here. Now, I can't guarantee yours will come with a flower on it because some of them, this one is, we've had this sort of outside a little greenhouse area for some time, but it's 2 sort of buddies down here have been Chelsea chopped, but they are reshooting. And I would not be surprised at all if these still flower for you this year. But you're getting 3 of these stunning plants, really well established, brilliant root system on them as well. That incredible foliage, these deep, really stunning red flowers. In fact, if you have got a hot garden, a Mediterranean garden, you like all those strong yellows, oranges and reds, this would definitely be a candidate for that kind of planting. But as I say, we'll come up year after year. And just a really knockout, unusual plant. Brilliant plant, honestly. A real wow factor. It's not a shrinking violet at all. This is not a filler for your garden. It's definitely a thriller. It draws your attention every single time. 560860 is the item number. It comes in the 3 9cm pots. It is a half-price deal, but because you're watching YGTV, if you're a club member, you're going to get it for £12.72, which is an even lower than half price.
price. Even lower than half price. No postage to pay, of course, because you'll be using the code YGTV3025, so we will take the postage off there as well, as long as you enter that code for us. Thank you very much. Moving on, we're going to Little Miss Figgy. Now, we had this in the potting shed a few weeks ago. It was brand new to us. We were quite excited about this one. It was the most popular item for the YGTV shows for that week. So regulars, you've probably got hold of this one already. We are talking to the new people, or for anybody that was, on the fence and wasn't quite sure. Now, it was one for something like £9.99, something like that. We brought it to you for £9 or £10.
Okay, yeah.
Right now, it's two for £13.59.
And if you got a £5 voucher, you could go even more silly than that.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
And this is exciting because this is a more compact variety.
It is,
fig.
yeah. This is about 60 to 90 centimetres tall. So normally, figs are another one of those things you can mention to people, and there's a lot of kind of, well, sometimes there's a bit of an urban myth thing. Oh, if you can't plant a fig near a building because it has massive roots and your house will subside and, fall down the road and cave in and all that. And it's like, well, no, that's a bit exaggerated. But this one definitely will stay nice and compact for you. So you can grow it in a pot, you can grow it in a container. If you're 3 floors up and just got a balcony, you can still grow your own fresh, gorgeous, sweet, delicious figs. And this fig can flower or fruit over a couple of years. It's a bit like citrus fruit. The figs are not like apples or pears sometimes, whereby they develop and become ripe all in the same year. With some of the figs on here, they will stay on through the winter, and they can ripen kind of the following summer. So you can get like a double fruiting season on these sometimes as well. And if you don't like figs, I'm honest about it, I'm not a big fan of figs myself, but I've got a beautiful fig tree in my own garden because I love the foliage.
The foliage is amazing, isn't it?
Just for the foliage.
That's what I said about mine, because so I would not have planted a fig plant in my garden.
No.
Again, too big, just too big, takes up too much space. I got the fig standard because I can fit more plants in my garden that way. I can container grow it, can keep it a bit smaller. I could plant this in my garden because it's going to stay a little bit smaller. I actually don't care if I get figs. I have fortunately got figs growing on my plants, so
good.
Fingers crossed.
It's been a good year for figs as well because they love all the heat.
Yeah, but I don't actually care whether I get any figs or not. I think they're really attractive, beautiful plants.
Yeah, if you want to go for that tropical look, that jungly look, that Mediterranean kind of look, and I'm just showing you again the fantastic root system on here, then you can grow these really, really easy. They're very frost hardy. Again, I've been gardening professionally for 40 years. I've probably seen hundreds and hundreds of fig trees in different customers' gardens over the years. And despite whatever winter we have, they always bounce back. They always come back in the spring. Easy to prune as well. With my one, if it gets too tall, late winter, mid-spring, I cut it down to whatever height I want it to be. It sits quietly for a little while, and then as soon as the weather warms up, it reshoots and looks really fantastic. But in essence, if you love figs for the fruit, or you love figs for the foliage, well, this has got both. It's got amazing foliage, it's got beautiful fruit, bite-sized figs, hardy, tough, drought-tolerant, only 60 to 9 centimetres tall, great for containers, great for growing in the ground if you want to as well. So once again, it's a plant that ordinarily you might think you need a big space to grow, but not anymore with Little Miss Figgy.
Yeah, and you're getting 2 of them in the 9 centimetre pots for £13.59 as a club member. That is your delivered price. Remember, please use the code because you will get a £3.99 saving. Is that right? It is £3.99 saving. It's normally a round number when we do a saving. That's why I was just questioning it. But yes, the £3.99 saving, and of course, when you put the offer code in, you'll get £6.99 saving on your postage cost as well. So you are saving a really decent amount of money there. Plus, you're going to get 15% discount from being a club member. So by watching us on YGTV and by being a club member, you do tend to find this is where you get the best discounts. 340116 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. We're moving on to the Pampas Grass collection for you next. Now this, I think, is the clever collection that we do for you because you're going to get sort of one of each. You're going to get the king of the Pampas Grasses, you're going to get the queen of the Pampas Grasses, and you're going to get the prince of the Pampas Grasses.
You are, yeah, and it's one of these Pampas Grass is a similar story to Little Miss Figgy in that ordinarily you might not be able to grow a pampas grass in your garden, but one of these is Little Pampa. So it's just like the great big pampas grass, but small. Only about 60 centimetres. Well, you can see. I'm glad the dog's there actually, because that gives you an idea of the scale.
Head gardener's. I think that's his dog. That picture was taken in our head gardener's garden.
Yeah, so that gives you the scale of this one. So 60 centimetres tall, about a spread of 60 centimetres. But also in this beautiful collection, you've got the kind of the big daddy of this one, if you like. You've got the really big version of this that can get to 3 metres tall and 3 metres wide. And if that wasn't dramatic enough for you as well, we're going to give you another stunning statement plant, the one with these gorgeous pink plumes as well. I mean, that is incredible. And I've seen these growing, and in a summer like this year, for example, they really do get to a really strong pink
They do.
colour.
I mean, the shade of pink will vary depending on how much sort of heat and sunlight it gets.
Absolutely.
So it might be more like that with the kind of pink tinge, or it could be like this, which is a much more vibrant pink.
Yeah, yeah.
But it will be dependent on, you know, the heat and the sunshine. So you definitely want to plant it somewhere really sunny. Don't put it in a shady spot.
No.
Have it somewhere where it's going to get as much sunlight as it possibly can. We're getting hotter summers, aren't we? I mean, that's... I think it's fact. I think it's going to get hotter summers.
Seems to be, doesn't it, on average,
as we
jumping
go
up.
on. So yeah, you could be getting those really vibrant pinks, couldn't you?
And the secret again with these is well-drained soil. Pampas grass don't like very wet, heavy kind of soil. You know, most grasses don't. So nice open, sunny position, well-drained soil. Not particularly fussed about rich soil. I've seen these growing all sorts of horrible soil in different people's gardens over the years, but it really is the sunshine and the light levels that really kind of gives them their best kind of growth. But yeah, really tough plants. Sometimes, and don't do this, but sometimes people set light to them. They kind of burn
My mum
them.
and dad used to, because they had one in the front garden years ago, and they used to do an annual burning of it to keep it under control. I was reading about it recently. It is not advised anymore.
No, and I did that once, and I set light to a customer's fence.
That's one of the dangers, though, isn't it?
I didn't think the fence was a long way away, but the fence and their gate as well. So the whole gate, the fence was all charred, because. So don't do this, because honestly, I thought it would just be a few little flames.
No.
It was like an inferno.
Yeah.
And then to cap it all, so I went into complete blind panic. I went herring across the garden with this watering can because I needed to get water. Ran across their decking. The decking was like glass. Slipped straight on my back. Whacked myself in the corner of my back. Watering can up in the air. And meanwhile, the fence was just roaring away up in flames. So, and if you want my number and you'd like me to call and do your garden, just let me know. But sometimes in life you learn the hard way not to do something. So do not set light to your pampas grass.
You can trim around the edges of it. If it does get a little bit too big, you can actually trim around the edges of it and keep it much smaller that way. And, I mean, you can actually container grow the large pampases, can't you? But, I mean, it needs to be a big container, but you can do it.
I don't know why, but I've got to show you one day. The way I drive into here, there's a field where there's just dozens and dozens of pampas grass. Whether they're growing them there to propagate them or breed them, but yeah, it's weird. There's dozens of them.
OK, 561-230 is the item number. You will get all three of them. The big ones, which are the king and the queen, the white and the pink, and you'll also get the tiny pamper included in there as well.
There's a song for these, isn't there?
Hold me closer, tiny pamper.
Oh, I was thinking, Daddy pamper, pamper,
no, shush, no.
Sorry.
Oh, it's there now. Baby shark.
Baby pamper.
No, shut up. We are going to carry on our little song, and we're going to go to Sean's garden again.
This is a Cortadera pampas grass, and it is known as the king of grasses. I think you can see why. It is just magnificent. And these flower in sort of like September, October, and they really do steal the show. And I just find this incredibly beautiful. I just think it is breathtaking. And all it needs, it likes a nice sunny position. This gets sun virtually all day long. The sun comes from over there and it gets it pretty much till the sun sets over there. And it likes a well-drained soil, and that is pretty much it. They are fast-growing. They do need space. I mean, this is a king of grasses, so it likes space. What I've done is I've actually grown it against the patio, so it can only go this way. It's not going to be too invasive. But it's hard to believe 4 years ago it lived in a pot like this from YouGarden. Now, I have got one, a pink one, that I've just planted over here. It's been in there about a year. Do you want to come and see it? Come on. So that pampas there, remember, is 4 years old. This one is a pink pampas. In fact, this is the... I've still got the pot. I've just found it in the greenhouse. So that was in this pot about a year ago, and look, it's incredible, isn't it? In 12 months. It hasn't flowered this year, but next year that definitely will. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I love the look of those, but I don't have the space, Sean, you're a bit worried they're going to take over, just come down here, because we also have the tiny pamper, and it is exactly the same, but it is just a miniature version. I'll be honest, I think that's slightly lost there, so I might transfer that to a pot, because that would look lovely in a pot as well. So whatever pampers you're looking for, YouGarden have got you covered.
So there you go, that's how they can actually fit into your garden spaces. I think it's a fantastic collection. I've got the baby pamper myself, I've got 2 of those, and I've got the pink pampers. I do think they're really, really pretty and add a bit of winter interest into your garden as well with those lovely feathery plumes on there. Of course, you can cut them, you can dry them, you can use them for your interior decoration, or you can just leave them on the plant and enjoy them blowing in the, I was going to say breeze, but it's more like wind, isn't it, in winter time? But it does add that lovely movement into your garden. The item number you need if you'd like to go for those is 561320, and it's nearly half price with your club discount there. You're saving £15. It takes you down to £16.97 for all 3 of those. Make sure you use that offer code YGTV3025 to get the saving and your free postage as well. Now, we've got another geranium for you, another hardy geranium in actual fact. This one's called Geranium Storm Cloud, and I always say about this one how I think that the name Storm Cloud is the absolute perfect description, because when you see, there's a particular picture Matt's going to show you. When you see the colour of the flower against the colour, that's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Look at that. That just looks like, I mean, it's storm cloud, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Sometimes on one of those really hot summer days when you get one of those real humdinger thunder, and you can see it coming, can't you?
Humdinger, that's good.
Those really dark kind of clouds.
Those.
Then, we don't get many of them storms these days as much as we used to.
I love them, proper thunderstorm, and really, it just rolls in.
That's it, clears the air, and then afterwards
brilliant.
All the trees are dripping, and it's kind of all fresh and clean. Yeah, well, that kind of, you can see where they got the name for this. And this is another really stunning geranium. Very different to Geranium Roseanne in that this one doesn't spread sideways, but this one is clump forming, and it's a beautiful upright geranium. And it does have the most staggeringly beautiful purple, indisputably purple flowers.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Indisputably, Matt.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Definitely purple. You can get to about 60 centimetres tall, and the foliage is amazing as well. I mean, I like that sort of dark bronzy kind of coloured foliage.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And the leaves are so beautifully cut, aren't they? I mean, really sort of etched.
Got that Acer look to them, don't they?
Definitely. Yeah, that you could see that on as an Acer leaf, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised.
No, I would not be.
Tough, hardy, really, really drought tolerant. Not worried about frost. So this will grow anywhere in the UK.
Guess what?
I've
got these.
Yeah, I thought you had, because I'm sure I've even seen a picture of yours as well.
They're growing all right at the moment. I do struggle, obviously, with my clay soil, but geraniums, actually, the hardy geraniums don't seem to be too bothered, so it's getting settled in at the moment. I've got a few little flowers coming. It's looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally this one might need just a few pea sticks or a little bit of support around it, because in a windy position it can get a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
But it's really, really worth growing. It makes an awesome container plant, by the way. But it's got a really rich, luxurious, deep purple, like purple satin or purple silk. I mean, it really, really is stunning, and it contrasts fabulously well against that dark foliage as well.
And long flowering like Roseanne as well.
Yeah. Long flowering period. Keep deadhead in it. It will keep sending up flower spikes for you. It doesn't flower quite as long as Geranium Roseanne, but 2 or 3 months of flower on this wouldn't be out of the question. It likes full sun. That's his ideal position, but it'll do part sun, part shade. You've got 3 great plants there, well established. They'll come back for you year after year after year. And it will be a bit of a talking point, this one. When you look at it initially, you don't necessarily immediately think geranium, because it does look very, very different. But it is a member of the geranium family, and the flowers are just, mind-blowing.
So 560986 is the item number. You're getting 3 9cm pots, a £10 saving, £16.97 is your delivered club price. Please consider joining the club if you're not a member already. You'll start saving loads of money by joining there, I promise you. Next, we've got for you the hydrangea. This one is called Magical Matterhorn. So part of the Magical series, which means you're going to get colour-changing flowers.
You do. You get colour-changing flowers. But also on this one, this is more of a compact kind of hydrangea. This is a hydrangea that kind of wants to grow up and sideways,
yes,
more than really, really tall. And we got a picture of it growing in a pot, I think, or a container. At some point, I'm sure we have seen one of those picky poos of it growing in a picky poo of it growing in a nice pot somewhere, and it is small enough. I think it's about 60 to 90
centimetres.
centimetres.
Yeah, this one's slightly more compact, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, look at it. It's absolutely stunning. You've got the flowers that come out. Sometimes they could be a limey green colour when they first come out, then they go to a white colour. When the flowers eventually age, they can go to sort of pinky tinges as well. You've got these great big conical flower heads. Grow it in a pot, grow it in beds and borders. Does well in a moist kind of soil, dappled shade, so even kind of more shade than that it'll be quite happy with. And you can see there, this is a real statement plant, long flowering period, and you can even leave the flowers on when they've gone over, because even the seed heads themselves look quite impressive. Frost hardy, this come back year after year for you, so no problems at all about worrying about getting this through the winter or anything like that. Just a robust shrub that's going to bring joy year after year after year.
Definitely, absolutely loving hydrangeas. Planted 4 of them earlier on this year. 511551 is the item number. It's £12.74 your club price on that one. Use your code, please, YGTV3025. That's how you're going to get your saving. That's how you're going to get your free postage on there as well. Right, let's jump into the chat, shall we? Because I've got so many emails, so I'm going to try and bosh through a few of these, because I love it when you send your pictures, and I hate it when we don't get to show them. So let's have a little look, shall we? Keith, Dingo, sorry. Morning, Bex and Adam. Just a couple of pics as lilies are finishing, the oleanders and cannas are starting, and the Queen's lobelia. And what rain? My water bot's only got a few inches of rainwater in it.
Oh,
cheers,
dear.
Dingo. Dingo, you're down on the south coast, mate. You get all the lovely weather. I know you want the rain, but yeah, it's because it came across the rest of the country, I'm afraid. So yeah, you're still struggling. Oh, look, there we go. Canna lilies coming in, lobelia in there, the beautiful oleander.
I think somebody's taken your tip there, Bex, about growing lobelia on its own in a container.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
I love it. Love lobelia. Very, very nice. And then we've got... Oh, yeah, there's this Queen Vic, look.
Hey. Oh, yeah, they are tall as well.
Wowza, yeah, they are
We said
coming
up to
up.
about a metre, and they look as if they could be getting onto a metre, those ones. Look at that.
Is that in the background? Is that the pheasant berry?
It looks like the pheasant berry. Yeah,
It does, doesn't it? Between the leaves there.
Yeah, I would say so, Bex.
That looks like pheasant berry.
Yeah,
Love
I'd say
that.
that's a pheasant berry. How
Sorry.
weird is that? It's like
Very
a little,
nice, Dingo.
Nice little segue.
It's right there. Right, Anne, I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Oh.
Because I get to show off now as well. Anne says, hi guys, my agapanthus has gone over. Should I cut the stems off? If so, how far down do I cut it? And she sent us a picture of her agapanthus. Oh, I wouldn't cut it quite yet. There's still a few flowers left on there.
Yeah, I wait until the last little kind of blue has gone on those. And then I normally just cut the stems down, just kind of down to where they come up above the foliage.
I mean, I've seen people leave the stems of their agapanthus on and just leave them there for sort of winter interest. You could do that,
You can do if you want, and they do produce quite nice little green seed pods on there. So it's optional if you want to. It's up to you.
But if not, you want to go as far down as you can into the bed of the foliage
that's what I normally
and chop
do.
off at the bottom there.
Yeah, I just chop them off at the base. Yeah. Hey, drum roll. I can't do a drum roll, but...
Regulars, people who've been watching for a while, you know that for years I've struggled to get agapanthus to flower.
Look at those.
I brought it in because my agapanthus is actually flowering this year. Woohoo!
That is. Hang on, I need to take a picture of you with that.
Oh, it's focusing on Wilf. Here we go.
I'm going to take a picture of you in the studio while you're holding
I'm holding my agapanthus.
While you're holding your agapanthus.
Hang on, Adam's taking a picture.
There
I'm
we
so
go. I'll come in a
pleased.
little closer as well. There we go.
I'm so happy because I've actually got 4. I thought there was only 1, but then all of these other ones came up as well. I've contained it. I put it into a really nice small pot. I've treated it mean. I've not been particularly nice to it. And I've got agapanthus flowers.
And
right,
you've got the purple one as well. That really
I've got the purple one.
Yay, because that's such an unusual colour, isn't it, that one?
So pleased. So thanks for sending that, Anne, because it gave me the opportunity to show off. Right, Ruth says, morning Matt, Adam, Bex and all the lovely gardeners watching. Just this little selection of my colourful garden. There is more, but I've just put my washing out and you don't want to see that. I also haven't cleared the leaves for a few days. My paniculata vanilla rose brooms are huge. Happy Sunday everyone, Ruth. Thank you, Ruth. Beautiful. Yeah, I can scroll through these ones, which is a bit easier.
Look at this.
Whoa. Yeah, that does look inviting, doesn't it? It makes you want to sit down there.
Oh, that's a nice little cosy corner.
That is a cosy corner.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Oh, dahlias are out.
That's impressive, that one.
Do you know, I'm really struggling with my dahlias this year. I've had a few come out, but they're really late. I don't know if maybe I've underfed. Maybe I should have been feeding more.
Look at
Last
that.
year, they were all out way earlier. That's beautiful. Look at the pink tones on there.
Yeah, you could definitely... Oh, lovely fuchsia.
Wow. Really nice pink colour. Osteos?
Yeah, another osteo there. What more?
Oh, that's a pretty
osteos, isn't it?
basket.
The little dianthus that we were doing. Was that the coronets? Looks like the coronets mix we were doing, or very similar. Oh.
Yeah, I reckon that's this unbelievable she's got going on. We've got our oleander in there. More roadies in there. A lovely bee. Hello.
That looks like a hibiscus flower. Oh, that's for your eyes only,
for
isn't
your
it?
eyes only, yeah. That's a
nice one, that
beautiful
one.
rose.
I'm loving it. Oh, I don't know that one.
Pretty though.
That's a bit
There
like
we
the
go, we're at
Piccadilly
end.
that we talked about a little while back.
Well done, Ruth. Looking fantastic. Mauricia. What's Mauricia saying? My mum's rose, Doreen. Oh, lovely. Nice and simple. And there she is.
Classic. Look at that. Look how lovely and yellow that is.
Love
Really
a yellow
beautiful.
rose.
I bet that's nice and fragrant as well. It's got that kind of... And a nice little canna leaf next to it as well.
My mother-in-law is visiting at the moment. I found out that, I've been with her son for 18 years. Discovered yesterday that yellow roses are her favourite. So it's nice, isn't it? I know how to be the best daughter-in-law in future. I'm just going to buy her yellow roses. Andrew, thank you, Andrew. Garden at night. Andrew, we're always amazed with your garden, but I'm also always amazed with the lighting that you've managed to put in your garden as well. It's definitely something I want to do in my next garden too. Get all those lovely lights going on.
Oh, wow, come on.
It's amazing.
Look at the hydrangeas.
And look, we've said you can container grow hydrangeas. Look how successfully you can container grow hydrangeas.
Oh, man, that's surreal.
He's got so many lights. I think Andrew watches QVC a lot as well, don't you, Andrew? So I think you've got a lot of QVC lights and things going on in there too. So pretty. Well done, Andrew. Right, got to move on, unfortunately, but I've still got lots of people. John, Andrew sent some more, Dave sent some more, Mauricio sent some more, and Anna sent some more. So we will try and get to those in a short while for you. Right, Lysosteria we're starting with. Why are we starting with this? No, little... Sorry, you just said Little Vic in my ear, didn't you? And I read the screen. Lysosteria, which is also known as golden lanterns or the pheasant berry. We've been saying about this week, Adam. This is the one, and I'm pretty sure it's the same plant as well.
It is.
This is the one that Adam brought in.
April.
Was it about April?
May time, yeah.
And it was bare of its leaves, and I can't remember the reason why you brought it in, but we were talking about shady spots in the garden or something or other, and you were like, this is an amazing plant, underrated, should be in more gardens.
Absolutely.
And now we have watched it turn into this absolutely stunning beauty. And I hope people are realising that they should have it in their gardens.
Yeah, because now, I mean, I was trying to describe the flowers at the time, and I rather unflatteringly described them a bit like a pair of Pat Butcher's earrings.
You did, I remember.
At the time, which kind of...
made people laugh.
Yeah, it doesn't do this plant
it doesn't
full
do it
service
justice.
because, as Beck said, we've followed it through, because originally, when the leaves came out, we talked about the lovely golden coloured foliage on this, which was sort of attractive, but really the real kind of pièce de résistance on these is these flowers, and these aren't as long as they're going to be eventually. I mean, these can be sort of 6 inches long, these sort of racemes, and what you have are these incredible purple bracts, and then the true little white flower comes out in between, and then that produces a perfect shiny dark black berry that's supposed to represent a pheasant's eye. So hence pheasant eye berries is the another
Did
name
you know
of
those
this.
berries are edible?
No, I only found out yesterday.
Yeah, so it was new to me as well. It was somebody
didn't
on
know.
TikTok said this, and I went and researched it, and I had a little look, and apparently they're supposed to. You have to make sure they're ripe.
All right.
Apparently they have a very toffee caramel flavour.
I'm going to do that this year.
When they're ripe.
Okay.
You can't. They're bitter if you don't get them ripe.
All right.
They're horrible, but if they're ripe, they are.
Well, I'm definitely going to try because, again, I give
Amazing.
examples because over the years, working outside, working professionally, I've seen these grow in clay soils, in shady areas. I look after another lady's garden at the moment. She's got one in the south-facing side of her bungalow in really sandy soil. That does really well there, and it's bone dry, by the way, really punishing kind of position. They get to about a couple of metres tall, and they've got these sort of stems that almost look a bit like bamboo-like in the winter once all the leaves drop off. And easy to prune back down as well. If it gets too tall, late winter, early spring, prune it down to whatever height you want. It will reshoot and it will flower on the same wood in the same year. But yeah, I just wish more people would grow this because it really is a knockout shrub.
I'll put it in my new garden, I promise.
Good.
It's 511523 is the item number. £11.89. I will repeat that. Look at the size of the plant, and this is the size that they are on the nursery. It's only £11.89, and that will be delivered to you. I'm actually going to take back what I said earlier. I said the fuchsia was the best deal. I think joint with the fuchsias and the pheasant berry, these are the best deals that we've got. If you're looking for value for money, amount of plant versus the price it is, that is an incredible deal.
What if you used one of your £5 vouchers as well?
Oh, my word.
That'd just be mad, wouldn't it?
That'd be like daylight robbery.
It would. You might as
511
well get a couple at that price.
511523 is the item number. Please get that one in your basket if you don't have that in your garden already, because it's knockout. Really hardy, really easy, very, very beautiful. Let's move on, shall we? Because we've got another one for you here. I put that down because it's a little bit taller. But we've got gorgeous plum Little Vic for you. So you're going to be able to grow your own juicy, delicious, sweet plums, but in miniature, not miniature fruits, miniature plants.
Yeah, because this is about sort of 1.2, 1.5 metres high, because this tree wants to get big, but it's been grafted onto a dwarfing rootstock. Acts like a gastric band for the tree, if you want, stops it getting too big. So again, I always give that example. I don't know if you're 3 floors up and just got a balcony. Well, now you can grow your own super ripe, juicy, sweet, sort of dribbly, juicy plums. You can grow them organically if you want as well, if you're kind of an organic gardener. And don't forget the blossom. Beautiful blossom in the spring. Self-fertile, this one as well, so you haven't got to worry about pollination. And as Beck said, although it's a smaller sized tree, you will get those plums, those Victoria plums.
Oh, look at those.
Normal size. Yeah.
Just want to reach out and grab one.
You do, yeah. And also, you can protect these very, very easily as well, because sometimes your plums can get affected by wasps.
Yes.
So, and they will kind of pierce the fruit and kind of, spoil the fruit. This is small enough, easy enough to protect it from the wasps. But once you've eaten a plum that is properly ripe, as it should be, rather than ones you've bought from a supermarket, then, you're kind of, you realise that is how a plum should always have tasted.
Absolutely. There is nothing quite like your own homegrown fruit. I was out picking blueberries off my blueberry plant today. It is amazing, honestly, when they're sun warmed and they're ripe and they're juicy and it's going to dribble down your chin. 300125 is the item number. It's a £12 saving off that one. Remember, small spaces, small gardens, you can actually grow your own. You don't have to have acres of land. You don't have to have an orchard to grow these things in. You can container grow them as well. 300125, £12 saving, £23.79 is the price. We are going back to the fuchsia.
Yay!
Let's go. Right, so we're back over onto our favourites table. Let's give you a quick reminder of everything on here. The Fuchsia Hardy collection, 6 varieties, 6 9-centimetre pots. Amazing value for money. Like I said, this and the pheasant berry, I think, bang for your buck, most amount of plant for the amount you're paying. That is an incredible deal.
Yeah, we're going to zip through these because we've got 6 hardy fuchsias. So these will come back year after year after year. They're not for your hanging baskets. You can grow them in large containers if you want to, but ideally grow these in the ground. They'll come back for you after a cold winter. They'll come back from ground level after a mild winter. They'll keep growing from where they left off before. 6 different varieties here, different flower colour, different flower shape. Get to about a metre tall, some about a metre and a half. They don't mind a bit of dappled shade. They like a sort of a moisture retentive soil, but easy, straightforward, simple. So if you just want fuchsias that are going to come back for you year after year after year with a really long flowering season, by the way, probably 6-7 months of flower possible on these. They will flower even into November. I've even seen them flowering up to the middle of November until like we finally get a really harsh frost. Then that finally closes them down for the winter. But don't worry about that frost. Don't worry about the snow, because these are bone hardy.
Absolutely. A 6-9 centimetre pot, you're saving £12.95. It's £14.44, and that is your delivered price. Use the code to get that saving, and it will take the postage costs off your order as well. Please do join the club, because honestly, these savings really do mount up. The more you shop, the more you save. Let's move on, shall we? We've got the Euphorbia Minors Merlot. This is your established Euphorbia. Very, very popular, this one, I'm being told. It's in the 3-litre pot, and this is a wonderful plant.
Yeah, this is a euphoric euphorbia from YouGarden. I mean,
Nice.
It really, really is just amazing, this plant. And it looks different at different times of the year. So early part of the year, the foliage is a chocolatey colour, really dark kind of chocolatey colour, and the flowers can be an acid sulphur kind of yellow colour. Then moving on a bit towards mid to high summer, where we're heading for now, then the foliage is a bit more of a green colour and the flowers are a bit more of a darker green. But whatever time of year, this plant will always look good. That's the spring coloured foliage, really comes through that dark colour. So midwinter, midsummer, this plant's always going to look good because it's evergreen. It will grow in full sun, it will grow in part shade, it will grow in part sun, it will grow in beds and borders. It will, great container plant, by the way, very drought tolerant once established, not worried about the frost and not particularly fussed about soil either. The only soils they don't like are very heavy, wet soils that stay heavy and wet for a long period of time. But a stunning plant, this, what you see is what you're going to get with this plant. So yeah, if you want something that looks beautiful all the year through, adaptable, versatile, stunning and beautiful, go for one of these.
£3 saving on that one, £10.19 if you are in the club. The item number you need is 511610. Nice, fast-growing plant. Fill those borders, fill those gaps quickly with that euphorbia. Next up, we've got the alliums for you, the lavender bubbles, and this is how you get your alliums in summer, not just in spring.
Exactly, because if you've gone to the Chelsea Flower Show in a year, you always see the alliums, don't you?
Always.
The great big sort of
Amazing.
massive alliums, and they're the ones that they plant using those thumping great big bulbs. These alliums are kind of more root based, so these actually pick up the baton from their spring flowering cousins, if you like, and they will give you the allium shaped flowers, the allium colour from now through to the end of July, through to the end of August. Sort of a long flowering period on these, adored by the pollinating insects, by the way. Lovely upright stems that don't need staking. Bone hardy, these come back year after year, no problem at all there. They die down to the ground during the winter time. All they really ask from you is their ideal happy place is full sun, really well drained soil. That's what they adore, and they're not particularly fussed about rich soil either. They will do very well on those poorer, sandy, gravelly, stony soils.
Look at the size of them as well. They're not the massive, great big, but I actually really like that. They don't get much taller, so they really work, I think, in, you know, when you're mixing it into your borders, because the tall ones have to go a bit further back. You can have these a bit further to the front, and they will multiply for you, so you can divide those clumps. You're going to get 3 9-centimetre pots. This is what they're looking like. So this one here, for example, I mean, there's what, 5 flower stems up on that one at the moment. There's still buds coming up on a lot of those. Get those in your garden. They are a perennial plant. You will love those for many years. £15.27 is the price for you as club members, and the item number you need is 561056. If you want to place an order, you go to YouGarden.com. That's the website where you can place your order. It's very simple to do. Just add those item numbers into the search bar. You can add them into your basket, and you can also add your club membership into the basket as well. But if you like to speak to people on the phone number on the screen is available until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Tell the operator you've got that code to use so you can get all those savings. Next up, we've got Geranium Roseanne. First thing I'm going to do, though, is show you Andrew's picture. He sent it in saying, my Geranium Roseanne in my front garden. So let's see a real customer, shall we? And the kind of results that you can be getting in your garden.
I'll tell you what, we are getting some stunning pictures from you today. Thank you. They're beautiful, the things.
Loving seeing your gardens,
really
everybody.
loving
Thank
it.
you.
That is so gorgeous. And like we were saying earlier on, Bex and I, you know, 1 or 2 of these plants can cover a really huge area.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like
very quickly.
I mean, there could be 2 or there could be 3 plants. I mean, you could get that display with 2 plants, couldn't you?
Easily, yeah.
Easily, with what we can see there. I don't know how many Andrew's got there, but once they grow to full size, you could get that look from 2 plants.
And even if we went back to see those exact plants a month from now, they'd probably still be flowering just as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Easily, even 2 months from now. They just keep flowering like madness. They really do.
Right, you're going to get all 3 of those included. Plant of the centenary, ridiculously hardy, very low maintenance. Once you've planted them, you don't really need to do anything to them, and you'll get a good 6 months worth of colour from them. Also, pollinators love them as well. So just to pick one up for you.
Not even a need to deadhead these either. Don't bother deadheading.
Don't even bother.
Doesn't need it.
So that's what each of them is looking like, and you will get 3 of those included. £16.97 is your delivered club price for those ones. Finally, on the favourites table, it is the gorgeous Hellebore Double Ellen mix. They come to you as plug plants. You're going to get 10 of those in the mixture of colours you can see here. And this is all about planning ahead, isn't it? So that we can get some lovely colour in some of the duller months of the year.
Yeah, these always amaze me. These plants are so brave because at the coldest, craziest time of year, February through to March, these decide to flower for you, bringing you that desperate colour that you need at the end of winter. In fact, quite often these flower at the same time as snowdrops. Tough, hardy, robust. They will kind of cross-pollinate and give you your own individual little hybrids as well. Beautiful mix, these. Great for shade, great for growing under trees and other shrubs, or you can grow them in full sun if you want to as well. But you can also grow them in pots, troughs, beds, borders. You could even try them in hanging baskets. You could try some in a winter hanging basket. I don't see why not. They will come back for you year after year after year. And you've got just a great mix of colours here. Bex and I would just suggest with these, though, that perhaps just grow these on. When you get these home, grow them on. If you've got some old, like, litre-sized pots, the square or the round ones, it doesn't matter. Just grow them on from now till about the beginning of September. Get that lovely root system developed. And then once all your sort of summer stuff is out the way and you can see what's what, then plant them in the autumn, and there's a good chance that you might even get a few flowers next spring already on these.
I think so.
Yeah, if you get them growing on a bit now, because I've seen them in customers' gardens again where they've seeded about, and even sometimes a little dinky plant with only 3 or 4 leaves still sends out a little tiny flower stem out. They really do want to flower these.
Of course, they're going to multiply as well, and they're perfect for filling in those shady corners in your garden, which is tricky. It's hard to get flowers and colour in those spots. So hellebores work really nicely for that. And of course, they come out, and then the daffodils are sort of hot on the heels, and sometimes you get the 2 things together, which work so good together.
Lovely.
480964 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. You are saving £15 on that. You get 10 plug plants in the miniature greenhouses. It's £16.99, your club price. I have talked about the club a lot. I know a lot of you are already members. We've got we must be over 50,000 by now, but over 45,000 members in that club. So we would very much like it if you've got no idea what I'm talking about. Join our club, have a little listen to this.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, that's how you become a club member. You can do it on your, oh, well, that's all the benefits, and you can do that on your first order. Maybe today you're going to be adding in the lobelia, the Queen Victoria, 3 9cm pots you will get here. It's a half-price deal, but this is where it makes a difference, because it becomes £12.72, way less than half price if you're a club member. You will get all 3 of them. They are fantastic plants. This is a stunning plant. It's a thrilling plant. It's definitely one that draws attention. This is not shy and retiring. This shouts, look at me, every single time it starts flowering. 560860 is the item number. Next up, we've got Little Miss Figgy. Oh, Kermie. I can't do the voice. What does she say? Kermie. No, Little Miss Figgy, you're getting the 2. Hiya! I can do that bit. Hiya! 2 9cm pots included in this one. You will save £3.99 here, and your discount club price is £13.59. The reason to go for this one is because it is smaller. It's not going to get massive. It's going to stay nice and contained, about 90 centimetres, maybe a metre 20, 3 or 4 feet basically is the kind of height and spread you're going to get from this one. So that is really small and could be container grown as we're showing you here. 340116 is the item number. Let's get growing your own figs. Nice and hardy as well, sorry I forgot to say that. Next we've got the Pampas collection, where you're going to get 3 different varieties, the Queen, the King and the Prince. You get the white Pampas, the pink Pampas and the tiny Pampa, which doesn't get much bigger than you're seeing there, about 60 by 60 centimetres. I've got 2 of those growing in my garden because I like these dinky things. I like these smaller plants. I can fit more of them into my garden. Love this collection though, because you are getting sort of 1 of each, which is brilliant. 561320 is the item number. Winter hardy, very, very easy. Adds a bit of winter interest as well when those feathery plumes normally appear in late summer and carry you through winter. We've got the geranium storm cloud, hardy plant, 3 9cm pots. And storm cloud is the perfect description for the colour combination that you get. Beautiful purple flowers, but then this dark, moody, gorgeous foliage at the base there. I think it is a stunner. That's why I chose it. That's why I've got it growing in my garden. £10 saving on there, £16.97 for all 3 of those. Magical Matterhorn. Now we've got loads of hydrangeas in our range, and do you know why? It's because they are very, very popular plants. And this one, by the way, is the deal of the week. That's why you've got a huge saving on here, £20 saving, oh my word, now I've got to add that into the collection. So fuchsias, the Lycisteria, the pheasant berry, and the Magical Matterhorn, bang for your buck, amount of plant versus the amount you're paying. Those are the 3 highest kind of value items on the show that we've got today. £12.74 for a really well-established plant in a 3-litre pot. Magical, it means that it's going to change colour. You get white, you get limey green colour to the flowers, really big panicles of blooms. It is a paniculata, isn't it? This is going to flower on, yes, Adam's nodding at me. It will flower on the new growth, which means you need to just prune in early spring, and then the new growth will hold the new flowers. 511551 is the item number on that one. Now the Sunbeckia, this is a Rudbeckia, it's called Ophelia. That was last week, and then this week loads of those flowers have opened up. It is a bright carpet of sunshine yellow and big flowers on there as well. All the pollen is starting to form, the pollinators are going to adore them. It's a big plant, it's going to give amazing impact, and we think with the right care you can get this through to next year. It'll need some protection from frost is what we're saying. So if you want to grow these in pots and containers, you should be able to get them through to next year. Loads of flowers waiting to come open, so please don't think you've missed the best of those. There's still lots of flowering left on them. That's why Rudbeckia is a choice plant, because it does flower late in the season. 560938, and it's £16.99 delivered price on that one. The buddleia, the most popular item on Thursday, it's the Little Ruby and it is the standard. So this is the compact buddleia. Now normally when we bring you the candy collection, we say they're going to grow to about 80 by 80 centimetres. That plant has been grafted onto a root stem here. So it's going to keep it, it's in the standard form, it's in the tree form, but you're going to be able to keep it really nice and compact. You're going to get all that lollipop of colour up at the top. You're going to get a couple of months worth of flowers there, and you're going to bring all of those butterflies into your garden. I swear to you, Matt and I mean, we did manage to shoot all the stuff we needed to shoot. We did film everything we were supposed to, but we did take a little 10-minute break and we stood there watching the butterflies on the buddleias and filming them because it was such a magical sight. And you can have that in your garden as well. £10 saving, £29.74 is your delivered price. We sell, YouGarden, we sell plants in lots of different places. You'll find us, you know, in loads of different places. That is the, I'm going to say the word, I don't like to use it, that's the cheapest you will find it anywhere. It is the lowest price you will pay for this in all of the places we sell this. So this is why we encourage you to tell your friends about YouGarden TV, please. 511641 is the item number for that one. Pheasantberry. Oh, it's so pretty. Adam, I'm glad you've turned our heads onto this one because it's a beautiful plant in its own right. Lovely kind of gold and gorgeous foliage here. The most intricate and beautiful flowers, and something that we've both learnt this week is that those flowers turn into berries. We knew that bit. But actually we've discovered that those berries are edible and can have a really nice flavour to them. Once they ripen, they can taste like caramel or toffee or even chocolate hints to them as well. So, I mean, please do some research. I did read it up, I did check, but yes, apparently they are edible, not just for the birds. It is a deciduous plant, will drop its leaves, only grows to a couple of metres maybe, can grow in sun, can grow in shade, can container grow it, can plant it in the ground. Like it's a winner, this one, isn't it? I'm sure, actually, when I say winner, I'm pretty sure it's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit as well. 511523 is the item number. 11.89. Big plant, not a big price at all. Off you up gone. We've not shown you this one yet. I think it's coming up on the next table change if we manage to do another one. 560219 is the item number. It's a £17 saving. You will get 3 of the 9cm pots here. And it's one of the, I mean, we do lots of different grasses, but like it is stunning because of the true black colour, and it is truly black. There's a lot of plants that we say are black, but they really aren't black. This one actually does have the beautiful black grass on it. That's the berries actually as they form, but the flowers before it are a kind of lilac-y purple colour, and then they turn into those berries there. So it's a really interesting one. Great for contrast planting here. So get something to contrast it against. I know Adam did a planting combination in the potting shed a few weeks ago where we planted them next to like the gold nugget sempervivums, and it worked really nicely. 561219 is the item number, and you're saving £17 on here. It's £18.67 delivered price. We're going to say the B word. Oh, bulbs, okay. Do you know what? It's not far off, actually. Bulb season is coming. I know that there are pre-orders and all sorts going on for bulbs. Already, the bulbs will be landing here in the potting shed in August, and by the way, it's August next week, so just letting you know that. We do have the crocus species mixed bulbs, and actually you can plant bulbs or crocus bulbs from sort of mid-late August, can't you?
You can, yeah, just ignore that picture.
That's the wrong picture.
That's the
Those
hybrid
are the hybrids.
ones. Yeah, the pictures you saw before are the species crocus. Those are the ones you're going to get. But yeah, you can start planting it. Crocuses, yeah, this is the species ones. You can start planting them from August, definitely, absolutely. Daffodils as well. It's just tulips you normally plant later in the season. But most other bulbs, yeah, if the soil's right and you can get to it, you can get them going. So
30 bulbs included here. It's £8.49. Lovely low-growing plants. These, one of the earliest ones as well. So if you're trying to get that successional flowering going on, your snowdrops will probably come up first, and your crocus are pretty much the next one to come up after your snowdrops.
And they look fantastic in lawns, those ones.
Brilliant,
they naturalise. And also they die down quite quick, so you don't have to let your lawn get 3 foot tall before you can finally cut the grass. All
right, 600082 is the item number if you'd like to go for your bag of crocus. Just £8.49 for all 30 of those, and you'll get that mixture of colours, the yellow, the white and the purple in there as well. Right, we've got some more plants to show you. We're going to start off with a beautiful hibiscus. I am loving my hibiscus this year. I've got the Marina, which is also available for you, by the way, as the standard. And you can find that on the YouGarden page. So go to yougarden.com, click on Live Now. That's the page where you can see all of the items that have been selected for the live. We've just brought the one into the potting shed at the moment, which is the beautiful Woodbridge. It looked like it was part of your shirt. It did look like it was at home on your shirt there. This is the gorgeous Woodbridge. Look at the size of the flowers. I do not have dainty, girly hands. I've got quite big hands. My hands are the same size as a man's normally. And that is the size of flowers you're getting on here. I think they are stunning.
They are dramatic, aren't they? And they are flowering earlier this year than normal, actually, because quite often we talk about them being sort of August into autumn.
True, they have come out early,
but they've loved the hot summer. They've really enjoyed all the blue skies, the heat, the warmth, the dry. Although having said that, these can be hardy down to minus 20 degrees centigrade. Yeah. So although they've got that tropical look to them, I mean, when we go on holiday, we see hibiscus, don't we? We see the orange ones, the yellow ones. They won't survive in the UK. These will survive anywhere in the UK. Really tough plants, and the great thing about these as well is they flower as a shrub at that time of year when so many shrubs have finished flowering.
Yeah.
And I just think they're extraordinary. The colour range is amazing. In fact, there's a garden, there's a village just down the road that I drive through on my way out from here, on my way home, and there's a house that's got about half a dozen of these down the side of their garden. I think they're white, they're blue, they're pink, all different colours, and they look just stunning. And the flowers on here, these flowers are probably 2 or 3 inches across. The pollinating insects go mad for them as well, by the way. They love all that pollen and nectar inside these flowers. They have a lovely upright habit. Foliage looks gorgeous in the autumn. It turns a lovely buttery yellow before it drops. And you can leave the top of these to grow naturally, or if you want to, you can shape them. And a bit like the paniculata hydrangeas, you can do that in late winter, early spring.
Yeah.
So if you shape them round, say, the end of February to the middle of March, all the new shoots that come through will flower for you the same year. But later in the season, when things like ceanothus, things like forsythia and schnommeles, they've all finished flowering. But these, they will give you that late colour for shrubs.
Well, when Adam was talking about the pollinators, now again, I was out with Matt the other day, so I was filming the butterflies on the buddleia. I also stopped to film this little bee here because check out, can you see all the pollen all over his body?
Just smothered.
He's absolutely smothered in pollen. Look, and he's having a great time on that hibiscus flower.
Look at that.
Look at him having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, so there's going to be the next hibiscus is definitely going to get pollinated with all that pollen.
I mean, he was having such a good look.
They're beautiful.
He spent ages on there.
And it's so good because our bees really do need our help. And, this year has been a bit of a kind of a bonus year for a lot of insects, thank goodness. So anything you can grow in the garden that's good for pollinators is amazing. And, of course, again, it's the same story as always we say with these. Because this is a standard plant, you can plant right up underneath. Also means you can grow this in a small space, a balcony, a pot or a container. But, yeah, just look at these flowers.
Hibiscus is looking incredible at the moment everywhere I go, and then people have got these really nice big mature hibiscus plants in their garden, absolutely topped and covered with these flowers. To get it as the standard, which has been skillfully crafted, it's not a grafted plant, it's been grown into this standard shape, and that takes a bit of skill, doesn't it? You've got to select the leading stem, you've got to remove all the side shoots, you've got to top it off so that it'll then sprout out to the sides, and it's going to keep getting better. It will get bigger, it could get much taller. I would recommend obviously pruning it down a little bit. Don't let it get too tall because it'll just look a bit weird. But great for smaller spaces, great for container growing. And as Adam said, new growth will hold new flowers, so you don't need to worry too much. It's just a bit of a prune in springtime. An £8 saving on that one if you use your code. Plus, we'll take the £6.99 postage away as well. 511696 is your item number. And
you'll notice with yours, especially from next year onwards, like you've got the flower, but there's loads of buds just lined up underneath to just keep that
all
display.
Ready to go.
Yeah. So So you can see there, look, a massive cluster of buds. And of course, once it's a bit more established, even more than that, I mean, there's buds here, there's a big bud on the stem here, loads of buds over here. So, you know, a plant that definitely keeps flowering for a good sort of perhaps 4 to 5 weeks.
There you go. 511696 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. The Marina, which is the lovely, this is the one I've got. Not that I'm biased. It's a lovely sort of bluey purple one. That is available if you'd like to go for that. Go to the show page on the website. You'll be able to find that. It's part of the show today as well. We've also got the Cordyline, which is the beautiful Charlie boy. The nice dark burgundy, maroony foliage and actually almost black stripes running through there as well with the variegation.
Yeah, and these I like to, because these are really, really good for a really, really windy situation, because these will go for an absolute gale like that, and then look, no leaf damage. The leaves aren't snapped, they're not broken, they're not damaged. Great for seaside gardens, great for windy gardens, and you can see there the contrast of the foliage there against that blue sky is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I was out with Stu a couple of weeks ago filming this.
Super drought tolerant, these, once they're established, and again that's something we keep mentioning because obviously we've had one of the hottest, driest summers for many, many years this year. I know we've got rain now, but if you're looking for things that are very drought tolerant, I mean, somebody said earlier on their water butt's only got a couple of 2 or 3 inches of water in it.
Yeah, that was Dingo.
Yeah, Dingo, you know, will kind of testify to this. Once you get these kind of plants established, you pretty much leave them alone. They don't need any help. They don't need any watering. Occasionally in a very cold winter, you might just want to gather the leaves up a bit, tie them up in a bunch, put some fleece round to give them protection in those sort of colder areas, or you could just bring the plant into a garage or somewhere during the really, really cold spells. And what they do as they grow, and don't be alarmed about this, it's a natural thing, you will eventually see the lower leaves just start to look a bit sad. They perhaps go a bit yellow or a little bit brown. All you do is just pull away those lower leaves, and then as time goes by, it will form a little trunk, and the leaves will sit on top of the trunk, almost giving you like a palm tree kind of look. Very versatile, these. Good in a container, good in sort of a garden. You can grow things around them, or you could leave them in a container and change the display throughout the year. So winter flowering pansies for the winter, geraniums for the summer. You decide.
680256 is the item number for the Charlie boy. It's £16.99 in the 17 centimetre pot. Really tough, resilient plant there. Make sure you use your code, please. That's how you're going to get your free postage on all of your orders. Where are we going next, Matt? That one? No, it's all right, my love. Let's go over here. Do you want to go to the far wall? Let's go Daphne, shall we? Let's go to the beautiful Daphne. Now, I stuck this in Adam's face earlier because it smells delightful.
Yeah, but it's a bit weird because I'm not used to smelling Daphne in July.
Sorry, I'm taking it. Apologies.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
That is nice.
It's beautiful, isn't it? But this one, Eternal Fragrance, it's well named because it does actually flower throughout summer, doesn't it?
And proof in the pudding. I mean, there we go. This is one of our plants that we took out the nursery. I think this is a bit of a one that we had sort of for a while. But yeah, here we are, 3rd week of July, going into 4th week of July, and flowering, still flowering. Evergreen, is evergreen, isn't it?
It is evergreen, yeah.
Evergreen foliage on this one, and slow growing, nice and compact. This will probably only get to about 60 to 90 centimetres tall eventually. But yeah, if you want a Daphne that's going to be flowering in the middle of the summer, not just the middle of the winter, this is definitely one to go for.
It is indeed. We'll give you the details on this one. This is where the gremlins are, unfortunately. Matt's having to do things quite manually at the moment. 550531 is the item number. It comes in the 3 litre pot. You are going to get a big saving on this one, so you can get it home for £18.69. I am so into fragrant plants. Since I grew, I mean, it started with the Trachlospermum star jasmine, but then it was a couple of years ago when I first planted the tuberose, and the scent that you get from that.
How are they doing?
Amazing. I've had 4 of them come up already, which is weird. They shouldn't be coming up yet, but they have. Now I've got gardenia growing in the garden as well, which is incredible. Daphne, I have got a Daphne actually, same one as you.
Perfume Princess.
Perfume Princess.
Yeah.
I am so into fragrant plants in the garden because there is such, you know, I love perfumes and things like that, but they are synthetic scents. To get the real thing in your garden, and when you're sitting in your garden and that that scent wafts across the garden. It is the most delightful thing. I am going to fill my next garden with as much fragrance as I possibly can. I mean the really heavily scented plants. Daphne has got to be on that list.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying there, Bex, as well, because this year, for the first year, I've grown the skyscraper lilies.
Yes. I forgot the lilies. They're amazing as well.
I've got a bench in the sort of new lower bit of the garden that we've got, and I was sitting there the other night, and it was a lovely warm evening, and the fragrance of the lilies was just absolutely beautiful. But the nice thing about this Daphne, we were talking about the Perfume Princess, which is a winter flowering one, and so that one will kind of finish flowering about sort of March time. But then if you've got this, you can then keep that Daphne fragrance going all the way through summer as well, because this one will keep flowering through the summer months. It's a real breakthrough, this one, because ordinarily you always think about Daphne as being winter to spring flowering shrubs, never summer flowering. But there you go. The name, the clue's in the name, eternal fragrance. You can keep that fragrance going. And all Daphne's ask of you is, once you plant them in their forever home, because they don't like being disturbed. But for this plant, their forever home could be a pot or a container, or it could be in the garden. They don't mind full sun, they don't mind dappled shade, not particularly fussed about soil. The only soils they don't like are very, very heavy, wet soils. But other than that, really easy to grow.
Sorry.
Fragrance again.
Moving on to this. Yeah, well, I was just thinking about fragrance, and Salvia's got a little bit. Oh, Daphne is 550531. It's £18.69 at your delivered price. We've got the salvias for you, which is the cherry lips. Now, cherry lips tends to be the most popular of all the salvias. I mean, we do have it in the triple pack. We've got the amethyst and the cherry lips. Sorry, amethyst?
Yeah, amethyst and cherry.
Amethyst, cherry.
Hot lips.
Hot lips.
Yeah.
But we've... Sorry.
This looks very akin to the hot lips to me.
It does indeed.
To be fair.
It does tend to be one of the most popular ones, and you are going to get the 3 9cm pots. We brought the price down to £12.72 as a club member price here. And remember that if you enter that code, you'll get your save and you'll get your free postage as well. You're getting 3 of the same variety, which I think works really nicely if you are colour coordinating your garden in a specific way.
I've got to fess up.
What? You brought the wrong ones in.
I'm a drongo.
Yeah, you brought hot lips in.
I actually brought hot lips in. That's why they look like hot lips, because that's what they are.
I think I brought those in.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry. That's even worse.
I will accept the blame.
No, I'm sure I brought them anyway. Yeah.
We'll show you the pictures, shall we?
So they're basically just a darker, so you get the darker colour. So exactly the same shaped flower, but a darker and a sort of darker colour rather than the reddish colour. But
I just grabbed them.
But they're all tough, and they've all, as Beck said, when you brush the foliage,
it's got a lovely scent.
Really citrusy.
I love that scent.
Yeah, the fragrance is, and a lot of people don't realise that the fragrance is there on the foliage, because these are the same members of sage. You know, the sage that we use in cooking.
Oh, it smells so good.
Same family.
Yeah.
But this year, it's been very obvious to me, walking into certain customers' gardens, which plants are just mind-blowingly drought tolerant and which aren't. There's a couple of gardens that I do where the owners do not water.
When you get the extremes of temperature, that's when it shows you. And we have had the extremes, and for extended periods of time. Big time.
And there's a garden just down the road from me that I look after, and I walked in the other week, and some things were just gone, and other things were just looking really sad. There was loads of clumps of these. You'd think it had rained every week.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, they were just flowering away like crazy, totally unbothered. So again, if you want a crazy drought-tolerant plant, these will flower in those dry conditions once established. And a bit like Geranium Roseanne, these just flower for such a long period of time. 5 or 6 months is not unusual for these as well.
Yeah, £12.72 club price on here. Really hardy, amazing flowering, and late in the season, again extending that summer season of flowers for you. Super simple, nice and compact, very versatile.
Loved by the bees again as well, and the pollinators.
561213 is the item number for the next item, which is the beautiful poppy. This is the Red Rumble. You're going to get 3 of these, and these are, I grew my first poppy in my garden this year. I did it from a bare root. Okay. Now, that meant I had to wait, because obviously it's bare root, so you have to wait a little bit of time, don't you?
Yeah.
So I had to wait a little bit longer for that flower to come through. I think it was 2 years later, or nearly 2 years, 18 months to 2 years before those flowers came through. With these, though, though, because they're already grown on, they're in their pots, you've got a chance, haven't you, of flowers coming next year?
Yeah, I would be very surprised if these didn't flower next year. I mean, let's whip one out the pot because I'm sure
Whip it out.
yeah, they're going to have a really, really good root system on there. Out you come. Yeah, really good. You
Nice,
see, look
strong
at all
root
the
system.
lovely fibrous roots coming away from the base there. So a very, very well established plant, this one. Yeah, the camera's getting that. Look at that. You can see that.
He's like, please work.
You can see that lovely root system
many
there.
gremlins.
So yeah, get these in now. There you go. Look at that. Roots all the way to the bottom of the pot.
Nice, strong, healthy
and
plants.
these will. I'd be really, really, really surprised if you didn't get the first flush of flowers on these next year. And this particular plant as well, this is a nice compact variety of poppy. These only get to about sort of 50 to 60 centimetres tall.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get these to double flower. So
Once it's flowered,
chop
it
them back,
off,
give them a liquid feed, give them some blooming fast.
You might get another one coming up.
And they'll give you a second flush of flower. They're bone hardy. They're another plant that's really mad drought tolerant as well. And what you will hear in these flowers all day long is the buzzy sound of bees, because the bees love them.
I think they're so good. They're such pretty flowers. They're like crepe paper, aren't they? But when you get in and you have a look inside the flower, the amount of interest going on in the centre there.
You've got that black blotch in the middle and the black blotches on the petals as well.
It's amazing, honestly. There's so much going on inside a poppy flower. You have to go and look at it. You're going to get 3 of those. You are saving £12. It's $15.27. You're delivered at club price there. So get those ones added into your basket as well. Wonderful perennial plant. We've got another one for you here, which is our rose of the week. So we've got an amazing deal for you on a potted rose that comes from YouGarden, but essentially it comes from Harkness Roses, who are amazing award-winning breeders of a fantastic rose. This one was named for the Platinum Jubilee, so
It was, yeah, for our late Queen. And it is a knockout one. Even that, I mean, one of those flowers on there is a little bit small. I mean, the flowers will get bigger than that.
They
but I mean,
will
yeah,
once
it's
it
just starting
establishes.
its life out. It's, it's still in its pot, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But this is a floribunda rose as well. So that means on the end of each stem, you'll get a gorgeous cluster of flowers. Not like the Valentine's rose, where you get one flower on a single stem, multiple flowers on each stem, repeat flowering as well. So, all the way through from now right through to September, even October. Super healthy foliage. A nice compact rose, this one. 60 to 90 centimetres thereabouts, so you can grow it in a container very, very easily. Of course, you can plant it in the garden like you would ordinarily. But I'm just going to have a little whiff of that flower because...
it's beautifully scented.
It is. I mean, that...
It's got a nice, strong scent
Oh,
to
go
it,
on,
that.
Bex. Just have a little whiff of that because that is so nice. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's lovely.
Do you know sometimes when you go to a garden, you go to an open garden and you see a really beautiful looking rose and you think it's going to smell wonderful, and you take a smell and there's nothing and you're like, oh, that's disappointing. Once you smell this one, that is the smell that you want from a rose. That is that kind of perfect, beautiful, sweet fragrance on there.
Gorgeous.
Really nice, this rose. And it's a crazy, crazy price as well for a pot-grown rose, because pot-grown roses can be anything from $19.99. I've seen in some places to $29.99 for one rose.
Yeah, not here. It's Rose of the Week. So normally we'd be doing this at £17, but if you're a club member, you can get it at home for £14.45. Again, if you shop with us on various different platforms, that is the lowest price you will pay for that. So look, you got to shop where you like shopping, I get it, but if you want the best price, then I do think I'm not going to say every single time, but the majority of the time you'll find the best price from YouGarden by watching YouGarden TV and being a club member. It really does make a big difference, OK? 530717 is the item number.
Well, I always mention these. You get in 4 of those £5 vouchers. I mean, you could get that down to £9.95.
You could, if you've still got some vouchers to use.
£9.95 for a potted rose. That is mad. They're dearer than that on the reject shelf, aren't they? Outside one of those supermarkets.
We've got friends that call it the death shelf.
Yeah, and we're selling a quality plant. Just one quick thing to mention before we move on. Always make sure with all your roses, when you plant them, make sure this knuckly bit or the union bit is between 1 inch and ½ inch below the final soil level. And that's it.
The end.
The end.
530717 is the item number. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order, or use the phone line if you want to. It's open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. The final one on this table, we brought you another hydrangea. However, this is very different from the other hydrangea. This is what we would class as a mop head hydrangea, right?
Yeah, it's got those sort of very kind of similar flowers, but I think you can prune it pretty much akin to a paniculata type.
Oh, nice.
But this can get quite tall, this one.
Yeah, this one's a much bigger one.
Yeah, this can get to 3 to 4 metres tall if you want it to. But it's a magical one. Well, it's not a magical one, that's the other types, but it's magical in the sense of it's incredible. Because you've got those really felty kind of leaves.
Yeah, they are. They've got real sort of tactile nature to them.
And they've got that weird thing, Bex, like some of the houseplants, where when you flip the leaf over, it's got that purple coloration underneath, and then it's got the green on top. But the flowers on this, oh my goodness me, they are bizarre because I mean, that's not doing it justice, that picture, because on some of them you get almost as much blue as you do pinks.
Yeah.
You've got these kind of pinky blue flowers.
I think the colour combination on this plant is just beautiful.
It's amazing.
The pink and the sort of lilac-y blue, fantastic colours, but then that against that
foliage.
Dark foliage is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. This really is a hydrangea to kind of to sort of praise from the rooftops. It's different, it's unusual, it's tough, it's hardy, it's robust. You can prune it back if you want to, if it gets too tall, or you can just leave it to do its thing. It will grow in dappled shade, part shade. It will grow in sun, like some moisture retentive soil. And the quality of that plant there, I mean, that is a really stunning plant, multi-branched, super healthy looking. So if you want a hydrangea that can get quite tall, or you can prune it back if you want, and with the most weird, unusual colour range on the flowers, blues and pinks on one flower head, go for this one. It is really incredible.
It's a beautiful one, honestly. £14 saving on there. It's £13.59 your discount club price. A little bit unusual when it comes to hydrangeas, I think. Do you know what? I've never spotted one. I think it's quite a rare one. I don't think I've seen one growing.
Nor have I.
I've been looking around at the hydrangea because they are quite mind-blowing at the moment, aren't they? And they're all in full bloom. I haven't spotted one, so you could have something that not many people have got in their gardens. 511507 is the item number if you would like to go for the beautiful hydrangea. It's called the Hot Chocolate, comes in the 19cm pot, and you are saving £14 on that one by using that code. You must use the code to get your saving and to get your free postage as well.
And I think that would look really amazing as well, underplanted with those geranium roseanne.
Yeah.
Kind of that lovely purple against that chocolate-coloured foliage. That could work really well.
Let's bring you some compost, shall we? Because for every item that you are purchasing on the show today is going to require this compost. Nothing here needs ericaceous, so everything that we're bringing you on the live show today is going to be very happy in this compost. It's going to live its best life in this compost, and it's because it is the best compost. It is packed with incredible ingredients that turn it into a premium professional compost. We'll give you the details on the screen so you can see the item number and the price that you'll be paying, and it is the best compost. We get the best results, you get the best results. We know you do at home as well. For anybody that is brand new to this, we would love to turn you into a compost snob, and we'd like to get you to understand that buying cheap, nasty compost is a false economy. It really is. Some people think of compost as just, well, it's just dirt, it doesn't matter, it's fine. And it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It does make a huge difference, and also there's a big push for coir-based compost. But sometimes you have to look at things in the round. You know, do your research where coir comes from. How it's harvested, the fact it uses lots of water, the fact it has to be transported halfway across the planet. So, you know, some of these more modern composts claiming these modern kind of green credentials aren't always as amazing as they make out. This compost has been a peat-reduced compost for a long time, and even some of the peat we have used has been from renewable peat using sphagnum moss. And we've taken a lot of that away, but what we've done, we've replaced it with that composted wood fibre, and now we've got something akin to kind of what reminds me, it always reminds me of when my mum, when I was a kid, and my mum used to make pastry, and she would kind of do that, with the flour and stuff. And this has got this beautiful, airy...
Rubbing it, you have to rub it.
That's it, yeah. It's got that kind of lovely, lightweight feel to it. And what that means...
Do you know, I was trying to do it, sorry. I was trying to do it the other day. I was making something and you've got to do this and you've got to do it for ages, haven't you? And I was like, oh my word, I am getting old because my fingers are really hurting. I couldn't keep doing it. Anyway, sorry.
But good thing about this compost, because it's got that light, open, airy texture, it means the roots can penetrate down, it means the air can get down into the soil, and also it means the water can percolate through. But then you've got that other element holding on to the moisture as well. You're getting that perfect balance. You've got these little beads in here, not slug eggs or snail's eggs.
Snail's eggs, somebody thought they were.
Yeah, little beads. They're your slow-release fertiliser that's going to feed your plants for up to 6 months. You've got a wetting agent, makes this like kitchen towel. It's not one of those cheap composts that when it dries out, the water just flows straight off, soaks it up really well. pH balanced. What does that mean? Gobbledygook. Basically, it means it's not just for ericaceous plants like rhododendrons. It's not just for lime-loving plants. It will suit the vast majority of plants. Even house plants, and most of Bex's, my house plants are growing in this as well now, comes delivered to you in these bags in a cardboard box. And as Stu, our other producer, normally says, the value is in the bag, not on the bag, and that's very true with this product.
Okay, 100125 is the item number. If you're buying plants, you need the best compost, and we know that this one absolutely is. If you want to check out the reviews on it, I mean, you know, I get it. You want to hear from real people. We are real people, by the way, but you might want to hear actual proper reviews. This gets 5-star rated constantly. Please go and check that out for us. Neil just said, proud to be a compost snob. Why use anything but the best? And he's absolutely right. This is what we try and tell everybody all the time. Thank you so much for all your comments and everything, everybody. Again, Neil was saying, love that time of year when my snowdrops, snapdragons, crocus, daffs and tulips start pushing through. Mauritia's gone. Bless her. She wasn't feeling very well, so she's had to disappear. Anne was saying that Daphne looks lovely.
It is.
Love you all chatting away to each other in there as well. Let's jump back into the emails because I want to try and get through as many of these as I possibly can. John in Cornwall has sent us his summer plants, so let's scroll through these. John has a lovely little garden. Look at this, bright yellow beauties.
Gladioli, isn't they?
Yeah,
those. I love glads.
Oh, look at all the colour in there.
Giving you a run for your money there.
Yeah, with his agapanthus, look. He's got his Rudbeckia coming up there.
Some Nicotiana there as well.
Beautiful.
They're cannas,
That's a
aren't they?
canna,
That's a
yeah.
canna.
That's a canna lily.
Oh.
Dahlia?
Oh, hey, you're the Dahlia queen, without a doubt.
I'm not doing so well this year on the dahlias.
Yeah, they will.
I'm trying.
They will.
What have we got here? Some lovely apples.
Yeah, I don't know which one that is.
No idea.
Little towel pot there. Another,
little hibiscus.
A little hibiscus.
Looking really good. I like John's garden because it's a proper Cornish garden. It's all. I feel like you'd walk in and you'd be like just going through these little pathways. It looks like really overgrown and full. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I like those gardens because you don't see everything straight away.
Yeah, you have to spend
you
time.
discover things as you walk around, which is really nice.
Dave says just pictured this
Whoa.
morning.
Oh, that looks like an amaryllis.
It is an amaryllis. That's exactly what it is.
Now that's doing a bit of a weird thing there.
Yeah, well, hang on, because he's put this one on at the end.
Yeah, they're doing what they would do naturally, because normally we grow these indoors.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do. Well, I saw it. I went to Costa Rica years ago, and I saw them growing wild. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, just thousands of them, all growing in these woods, all in people's gardens.
It's amazing when we go on holiday to these places, and all these plants that we think are really
and busy
difficult and tender, and they're just there.
Yeah, busy lizzies were growing just anywhere and everywhere like weeds. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so excited.
Andrew has sent another picture. He says, this is the big begonias. He says he bought these as plug plants earlier in the year. I will buy them again next year if you have them. And I am not surprised. Look at that. That's exactly why you'll buy them again next year. That looks
a display.
Amazing.
And look what you've done with the lobelia. That lovely mixture. You've got the white, you've got the purple, you've got those beautiful petunias. That is awesome. That's
really
joyful,
pretty.
that is. Really joyful.
Gorgeous. Well done, Andrew. Andrew, this was my Sunbeckia flowering in November last year. So this is the Sunbeckia Ophelia. And that was November last year. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Thank you very much, Andrew. Brown turkey fig brought on YouGarden, and figs are coming this summer. Oh, is it not going to let me click on it? There we go. So she's got her figs growing. Can you see those coming through there? That's what mine are looking like at the moment as well.
Beautiful leaves as well. Even
Gorgeous.
the leaves. So even if you don't actually like figs themselves, the plants are stunning.
They are.
Just for their ornamental leaves.
Right, Anne, I wanted to get to this one. Anne, she says, hello, is there any way to bring my lobelia back to looking gorgeous? There is, Anne. But you're going to have to trim it right back.
Yeah, And that's something I suggest to people. If you're going on holiday for a couple of weeks, before you go, get your shears or your secateurs out and give your hanging basket a really good haircut all the way round, and then give it a good liquid feed, because what it will do, it will reinvigorate all those annuals and they'll get another kind of lust for life, and by the time you get back they'll all be regrowing, and you can get that extra spurt of colour right the way up until late autumn.
I've done it recently with the
petunias.
Yeah, no, the winter flowering ones that we bring, the
winter flowering
pansies.
Pansies. Oh yeah, yeah.
What do we call them?
We've got cool wave.
Cool wave. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. The winter. They were looking amazing, and then of course it's got to the hot weather in the summer, and they'd gone to the bottom of the pot, and they were looking really sad. And I just cut them all the way around, and do you know what? They've started flowering again. They're looking great.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Just be quite vigorous with it. Chop them right back. Give them a good feed. A couple of weeks later, you'll start seeing new growth and new flowers coming through. She sent more pictures in though, so let's have a little scroll through. So there's a lobelia, lovely. Look, the Maxi Starburst.
They've done good, haven't they?
Dahlias. Rudbeckias in the background.
Oh, some boulevards there.
Yeah, some
little
boulevards,
boulevards.
clematis. Beautiful rose of some kind there.
Isn't it great this time?
Geranium Roseanne. Oh,
So
I love
much
all the
colour in
colour.
the
It's
garden.
so good. It's so good. Amanda, who must be watching on Facebook. Hello, Amanda. She says, here's a few pics from Amanda. Let's have a little look. Oh, my word. Look at all these containers. Loads of cordylines going on there.
Yeah, I'm liking the spiky look. That is good.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, some good interest going on there.
Lots.
Oh, look at this.
There's a Queen Vic, look. Some fuchsias
Look
going on.
Look at the colours on that fuchsia as well. That's the great thing. You get the sepals and the kind of the petals in the middle. Lovely rose. Look at that pure white rose. That's a nice one as well.
Look.
Hey, that's unusual. That's another little...
Is that a hellebore? That's not a hellebore.
No, I think it's
Can't be
another
at this time of year.
clematis, a little clematis flower tucked in.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that...
That's a hydrangea.
Is that the hot chocolate?
Yeah.
It is the hot chocolate, isn't it? Amazing.
Oh, another glad there.
That was a hot chocolate, by the way.
We do that. We sold that, didn't we? The
Yeah,
Oxalis.
yeah, that was part of the
was it
summer
called
bowl
something
pack.
Cross?
Iron Cross.
Iron Cross, that was it.
Lovely pictures, Amanda. Well done.
No,
That's the
thanks for
best way
them.
to get all your pictures shown, by the way, if you put them in the email rather than as attachments, because I can just scroll through.
I never know how to do that.
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll
Quick one for
I'll
Ruth
pick your
as
brains
well.
on that one day.
What's infesting my pear, and why, and what to do with the shooting spikes? This doesn't look very good. Hang on here, look.
It can be caterpillars quite often. Oh, that's scab. That's something called pear scab, which does happen to pears. So pick all those leaves off.
Just the leaves, not the stems?
No, just pick all those leaves off. Get yourself
like black spot on roses.
Yeah. So get all those infected leaves off. Pick any leaves up on the ground, and then get yourself a fungicide spray and give it a good soak with that. It's something that happens to pears. It's not fatal. It won't kill the pear. It just makes the leaves look a bit deformed. It can affect the fruit, and it can make the fruit look a bit unattractive. But if you peel them, quite often the fruit is still edible underneath.
Okay.
So
and she was saying what to do with the shooting spikes, because obviously they're grown up really tall.
Yeah, you could do a bit of summer pruning on those. So yeah, you can just reduce those down now a little bit if you want to. The really tall ones, they call that summer pruning.
There you go. I think we got through most of them. Dingo just sent some more through, but we'll see if we can get to... Oh, he's got his first flame lily. Let's go over to the favourites table, shall we? Starting at this end, Matt. We're going to start at the hellebores, the double Ellen mix over here. So we are getting our gardens ready for winter with this item. So you're going to get 10 of the plug plants here. We're going to grow them on a little bit first. I'm not going to plant... I wouldn't plant them straight out now because they're not big fans of the hot weather, are they? But the great thing about getting them now is just put them into little pots, grow them on a little bit. Towards the end of summer, going into autumn, you can plant these outside. By getting them established now, we reckon you'll get some flowers come January,
Wouldn't
February,
surprise
March.
me, yeah, because they do want to flower hellebores. I've seen, as I said earlier, I've seen hellebores self-seed in customers' gardens, and even in year 2, even though they're dinky little plants, they still flower for you. And once they start flowering, they'll flower for years. And hellebores are long-lived. One plant can live, 9, 10, 12 years easily, and they gradually form a bigger clump. And eventually you can lift that clump and you can split and divide it and create more plants. Bone hardy, by the way, not bothered about frost. So any part of the UK, you can grow these. They'll take -10, -15. They'll take snow, they'll take wind, they'll take rain. Late winter to spring flowering. Quite often they're flowering at the time that snowdrops are flowering. They keep going through to, as you saw there, when the daffodils are flowering as well. And I find them really kind of cheeky plants, really, in the sense that you look at them and they look very fragile. They look very delicate, those flowers, and you think to yourself, well, surely that they can't survive at that awful time of year, the coldest time of year, but they do. And they're tough, and they're good for shade. They're good woodland plants. I've been to a lot of open gardens that time of year to see the snowdrops, and quite often I've seen the hellebores underneath deciduous trees, flowering away at the same time, looking really, really happy. And they will seed about, and you'll end up with your own little hybrids. I mean, you'll never know what the parents were, but you could end up having a hellebore that nobody else in the world has got, because the bees have just kind of naturally created that for you. So they do seed about, and you can divide them as well. Yeah, awesome plants. Great collection there as well. Lovely colours in that mix, different shaped flowers, and the value on those. I mean, 10 for £17 is phenomenal. Don't go out and buy, pay £6, £7, £8, £9 per pot for 2 litre ones in the garden centre. Just find any old pots you got at home, a litre-sized pot, plant them into our compost, just leave them in the garden somewhere cool and bright for the rest of the year. Keep them well watered. They'll root really, really quickly, and by the time you empty them out of the pot, by say about the end of September, you should see a really vigorous root system, and then you can give them their final home where you want them to flourish for years to come.
480964 is the item number for those. You will get all 10 of them, as you can see here. Look, in the miniature greenhouses, you can plant those out and get your garden winter ready. £16.99 is your discount club price. We've taken £15 off there as well, so make sure you use the code, please, to take that £15 off and to get your free postage as well. Next, we've got for you the geranium Roseanne. I'm just going to hold up one of these for you because you can't really see, but there are 3 of these pots here. And this is what you will be getting: 3 9-centimetre pots of one of the best plants, one of our favourites, something I've got, Sean's got, Adam's got, our head gardener has put in their garden. The fact that we have all got this in our garden should tell you this is a winning plant.
And many of my customers have got these as well, because I'll put them there because I know how good they do. These are not good doers, these are blooming brilliant doers. One of these plants, one plant can cover an area of a square metre easily, if not more. It wouldn't be unusual to have a flower showing on these plants for 6 to 7 months. Bone hardy, any part of the UK, no problem at all. They have a thumping great big root system, incredibly drought tolerant once established, adored by the pollinating insects, no need to deadhead. We could go on all the way till 2 o'clock this afternoon talking about geranium Roseanne.
We could.
But yeah, try these, you'll love them, you'll adore them, and they're just the easiest thing to cover a big space really quickly with almost zero input. 480120 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. You will save £10, and £16.97 would be the delivered price. Everything in the potting shed will be delivered with no postage cost to pay, as long as you use the code you can see on there. Use that offer code, please. This week it is YGTV3025. Next up, we've got the alliums for you. This is the lavender bubbles selection. You're going to get 3 9-centimetre pots again here, and you can see that these are absolutely fantastically flowering at the moment, and that's unusual for a lot of people to think about, because alliums, you would often think of them as just being a spring flowering bulb, but actually allium bubbles waits just that little bit longer to send up its flower spikes, and you get these in summer. It does. You don't have to just wait until the Chelsea Flower Show to have alliums, and then they're all over. If you love alliums, you can keep the display going. In fact, they'll keep going into August as well, perhaps even towards the end of August. And if you've got really poor soil, you're looking for a plant that wants to grow in a very hot, dry position. position with dreadful, awful soil. Everything else you've tried has wilted, has gone yellow, has turned up its toes and doesn't want to grow. Try these. They'll love that kind of position. They love really, really good drainage. They like full sun. They'll form bigger and bigger clumps. They'll come back for you year after year, and they'll be absolutely smothered with the pollinating insects and the butterflies. And about the height you can see here, probably 12, 15 inches about the flower height. Really good, lovely, and superbly well-established plants there. And I'm pretty much, well, I think we can guarantee you're going to get flowers on yours, aren't you? Because
I think we could pretty much guarantee.
These are typical nursery stock, and I don't think they're going to Chelsea chop these. So how you see is pretty much how they should arrive to you.
Rooty plants as well, absolutely fabulous. I just adore allium lavender bubbles. You are...
Honestly, the roots...
Matt's saying smell the roots.
No, honestly, we smelt the roots yesterday. The roots smell lovely.
They smell like onion.
They do. Really, yeah.
Like, not a horrible onion smell. That might put people off. But that's like fresh, gorgeous...
Yeah. You can tell, I mean, they are in the allium family, so...
That actually smells really good.
It does. We were really hungry at the end of yesterday's show as well, and we smelt those.
Yeah, I'm a bit hungry now as well. I'm looking forward to my lunch. 561056 is the item number if you'd like to go for the allium lavender bubbles. 3 9cm pots. 15.27 is your delivered club price. We are moving on to the most popular item on the show coming up next, which is the beautiful Euphorbia Miner's Merlot. I'm so pleased. This is an absolute winner when it comes to, well, so many different things. It's versatile, it's evergreen, it's got flowers, it grows quickly, it can go in shade, it can grow in sun, it can grow in the ground, it can grow in a container. This is such a winning plant. And it's a thumping great big plant for £10.19 discount club price as well. I mean, that is awesome. This should be $14.99 in the garden centre near me, the one beginning with F. It'd probably even be $19.99, to be honest. And it has a sort of a bit of a chameleon-like habit, because in the spring, in fact, I move it out, just leave it out of the way quickly. This is what the foliage looks like in the early part of the year. Yeah. So chocolate-coloured foliage, just like that, Matt's showing you there. And the flowers are kind of a sulphur yellow kind of colour, like this, like Beck's. Hey,
Beck's is one there.
Love that.
Contrasting fabulously well with the foliage there. And then, of course, later in the year, now we're heading into high summer, the foliage is more of a greeny colour, and the flowers have gone a darker colour as well. I've orangey tones on mine at the moment as well. So lovely greens, kind of not bright orange, but just... I'll do a video. It looks amazing, honestly. It is, as you say, it's a chameleon, constantly changing colour. And even if we were talking about, if we were doing a show now, Bex, in the middle of February, this plant would not look so dissimilar to what it looks now, because it's evergreen. So it starts flowering really early on and continues all the way through summer as well. And as you just said, so versatile. It's not particularly... In fact, the only thing it won't like is very heavy, wet soil. Other than that, part shade, full sun, part sun, it's not fussed. It's a really tough plant. It's interesting, it's different, it's unusual, looks good all the way through the year. You can grow it in the ground or awesome in containers as well. £10.19 for this. That's the sort of size you'd be receiving as well. £10.19. That's your delivered price. You can come in and just buy that if you want to. I would recommend, obviously, we've got some amazing deals on the show. I would fill your basket, particularly if you're looking for some bang for your buck. Get the Lycisteria, get the Fuchsia Hardy collection, the Miner's Merlot, the Rose of the Week. I think those are the ones where we've got the biggest savings for the biggest plants, basically. But we've got some incredible deals throughout the entire show today. 511610 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Euphorbia Miner's Merlot. And finally, on the favourites table, we've got the Hardy Fuchsias here. It's a collection where you're going to get 6 in the 9cm pots, and these are the winter hardy fuchsia shrubs, not your hanging basket annual plants. These are the ones that come back year after year. Yeah, as I say, fuchsias with a future, because these will come back for you year after year after year. These are hardy, these are tough. These will take the frost, the snow, the rain, the wind. They can get to about 1 metre tall, slightly kind of taller, similar width as well. A lovely mixture in here as well, all different sort of flower colours, flower shapes. But in the wintertime, you don't have to worry about lifting them. You don't need to bring them indoors or protect them or put fleece over them. And they'll do a couple of things. At the end of a bitterly, bitterly cold winter, the top growth might be killed all the way down to ground level. But don't despair. Cut that off. Brand new shoots come through to the original size of the plant the same year. and they will flower massively in the same year. If we have a very mild winter, quite often they'll start growing from where they left off in the previous autumn, and they'll just get double the size. But in any case, if they get too big, cut them down late winter to the height you want them to be. You'll get all that lovely fresh growth come through, and it will flower for you the very same year. And I've even seen these flowering all the way into mid-November. November even. I even remember saying to a couple of fuchsias once, somebody ought to tell you it's Christmas in 7-8 weeks' time. And it was only when we finally got a -6, -7 that they finally gave up flowering.
All 6 of those, £12.95 saving, £14.44 is your delivered price. I mean, it breaks down to, it's £2.40 something, I think, for each of those, which is absolutely amazing. 510262 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. Can I just show the last few pictures? Have I got time? Dingo's just sent in his first flame lily starting to open up, so lots more to come. There it is up there.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, I nearly swore.
I'm envious.
I blooming love a flame lily. I think they're amazing. So well done to you, Dingo, for growing those again this year. Neil, Agapantha success. He thought it was an Africanus blue. It's turned out white, but he says he doesn't care. And I think that is stunning, Neil. That is looking incredible. Look at how many flower spikes you've got on there.
They're loving
Beautiful.
this year, aren't they, Agapanthus? They're really liking the heat and the sun this year.
Christine, last 2 pictures from you. Pink lemonade blueberry. Check out how many blueberries she's got on there. Obviously they're pink. Oh, loads of blueberries in the background as well. You've got a lovely blueberry harvest going on there.
Imagine a bowl of them mixed.
I know,
That
right?
would be good for bread with yoghurt on top.
And finally, Christine has sent one in saying hydrangea corner today, and that, thank you so much. That is the hot chocolate we had on earlier.
I'll tell you what, we've got to high five those hydrangeas.
They're looking incredible.
They look amazing.
Well done to you all. We managed to get through every single email and picture, which I didn't think we were going to manage to do, but thank you very much for sending all of those in. We're going to finish up now because my tummy is absolutely rumbling. I'm going to eat my lunch. Don't forget to use your offer code, YGTV3025. Don't forget to check out. You can order up until 4 o'clock on the phone lines if you want to. Of course, they'll be open again from tomorrow. I will be on TikTok this afternoon from about 1 o'clock once I've eaten something and got the shed sorted out. When are you back in? Do you know?
I'm back on Monday, tomorrow afternoon for TikTok.
There you go. So if you want to see Adam again, join him on TikTok. We'll be back for YGTV on Thursday again. It's been really nice having your company. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Mwah.